domestic television distribution.
It'll be a high-flying aerial circus when Utah of the WAC takes on Pac-10 champion USC in the Freedom Bowl.
Tonight at 9 on TV 22.
At USC, the Heisman Trophy has been synonymous with the tailback. The names were Mike Garrett, O.J. Simpson, Charles White, and Marcus Allen. But in the 90s, the transition is to the forward pass. Witness the emergence of Rob Johnson, whose 1993 season was the finest of any Trojan quarterback before it. His favorite receiver was Johnny Morton, whose acrobatic catches have made him the best of the best at USC. For Utah, the air attack has also been the offensive preference in '93. Mike McCoy's hookups to Brian Rowley have led the Utes to the number 5 spot in the nation in total offense. Tonight, Utah and its explosive attack comes to the Freedom Bowl in hopes of national prominence. Presents the 1993 Freedom Bowl. Tonight's game is brought to you by the all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was, and more. And by Shasta Beverages, wishing you and your family a safe and flavorful New Year. Anaheim Stadium on a gorgeous night for football, and tonight the 10th annual Freedom Bowl matching the Utah Utes and the Southern California Trojans. And we welcome you to Anaheim Stadium. Dave Barnett along with Dave Rowe. We're very happy to have you with us for the 10th annual Freedom Bowl. Utah is just happy to be in a bowl. It's just their 4th in their history. Southern Cal in its 36th bowl in their history. That's second only to Alabama. And Dave, their second straight appearance in this game. But last year they were here in body, but not really in mind and in spirit, and they promised to change tonight.
Absolutely, Dave. Last year, the Freedom Bowl was a disaster for Southern Cal. They lacked emotion. They had no respect for Fresno State. They just didn't want to be here. But this year, I heard Tony Baselli, the great tackle for Southern Cal this week on radio, say, we want to win. We want to be there. We're happy to be there. Quite a change in emotion.
Utah, number 5 overall in the nation in total offense. They do it mainly through the air, but not exclusively through the air.
Well, about halfway through the season, they found out they had a running back named Jamal Anderson, and he already has 958 yards rushing. Look for him to carry the ball 20, 25 times maybe tonight.
On their defensive side, they've had big trouble in the secondary. 8 different injured defensive backs this year, but their rock on that side of the ball has been probably the top defensive lineman in the WAC, and it's Luther Ellis.
Well, one of my old teammates, Fred Whittingham, who's the defensive coordinator, said about Luther Ellis, he's got great work habits. He goes all out all the time. He's the best lineman I've been around, and Fred doesn't give out accolades easily.
John Robinson, in his second tour of duty as head coach at Southern Cal, he would like to, at some point, reestablish the tailback tradition. It hasn't happened quite yet.
No, but he has a good one in Deion Strother. Coming out of the backfield, Deion Strother's got 51 catches this season, and John Robinson really likes him. Says he's an all-around player. He can do just about anything for him.
And defensively for the Trojans, the tradition also not quite reestablished yet this year. It's the final game in a Trojan uniform for one of their best in their recent history, defensive end Willie McGinnis.
The big guy, Mr. Intensity. He wears Junior Seau's old number 55, and he certainly does it justice. He plays at a level far above the other players on defense. He sets the tone.
Southern Cal, a big favorite in this game by 17 points, but they've been slow starters this year, and Utah feels they may have the offense to deal with USC.
Take a close look at the new Diet Shasta.
No other beverage company offers so many unique diet flavors. So drop those old soda habits and put a new burst of flavor in your refrigerator. New Diet Shasta, now appearing at your local supermarket.
From Gillette comes a revolutionary form of antiperspirant protection. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Because it's a clear, clean, powerful gel, it goes on smoothly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. All-day protection against both wetness and odor. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. one of the advanced deodorants and antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
Take a close look at the new Diet Shasta.
No other beverage company offers so many unique diet flavors. So drop those old soda habits and put a new burst of flavor in your refrigerator. New Diet Shasta. Now appearing at your local supermarket.
As soon as a State Farm customer calls with a claim, I'm right on the phone to our claims center.
We work as partners. Nancy gives me the information, then I contact our customer.
We've settled hundreds of claims together. John's attitude is...
You got to be quick, and you've got to be fair.
Quick and fair.
At State Farm, teamwork is what it's all about.
We make a great team. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A virtually cloudless, windless night, perfect for football tonight in the Big A, Anaheim Stadium. And the 10th Freedom Bowl, matching Utah and USC. Let's get tonight's 4 keys to the game. First of all, for the Utes.
Well, for Utah, they haven't won a game, Dave, when they haven't scored at least 31 points. So first things first, score 31 points. Secondly, Johnny Morton is one of those fearless receivers that catches everything thrown in his direction. Utah has to jam him on the line and make him work to get open. And Fresno State did it last year. Utah coach McBride told his team, hey, if we worry about their name, we won't play our game.
And the keys for the Trojans tonight.
Well, 3 of the 4 regular Utah defensive backs are out with injuries. Southern Cal needs to take advantage of an inexperienced secondary. Southern Cal has to pressure the quarterback. McCoy has averaged over 400 yards passing in his last 6 games, and everybody will tell you that Southern Cal is bigger, stronger, and faster at almost every position. They need to take advantage of that.
Southern Cal and Utah coming up in the Freedom Bowl. We'll return following these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Network.
Price quake. With the roar, the ground opened and prices and finance rates tumbled down at Sun Chevrolet Geo. Price quake. Stickers were swept off Cavaliers with automatic air and more, leaving behind prices of $89.95. New S-Series pickups dropped to $88.54. Profits rocked and Lumina V6s crashed to $13,364. It's a price quake. Prices and finance rates have tumbled down at Sun Chevrolet. But soon it will be over, and it will be as if nothing ever happened.
Okay, so I tend to put things off. For me, the time just has to be right. Like, I meet this amazing girl, and she's coming over tonight. It's like with Rogaine. I've been meaning to check it out. This is important to me. I've thought about calling lots of times. You know when I called? Today. This was my time.
It could be your time, too. To find out more about Rogaine with minoxidil, call this 800 number now. You'll get a free information kit filled with facts to help answer your questions about Rogaine. And since you need a prescription to get Rogaine, you'll also get a list of local doctors offering a free private consultation to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you. So call today.
Hi.
Hi. Nice place.
Call now, 1-800-509-0111 for a free information kit.
Stadium, a crowd of between 40 and 50,000 expected for the 10th Freedom Bowl. And the Southern Cal Trojans won the toss but elected to defer. Utah will receive to open this game. That is Keith Williams, an honorable mention all-WAC kick returner who averaged nearly 26 per return, had a 99-yard touchdown this year. He's back deep along with 33 Pierre Jones. And Cole Ford, a junior from Tucson, Arizona, is set to kick it off for the heavily favored Trojans. But a funny thing about being heavily favored in this game, if they don't play better in the first half, then that 17-point margin by which they're expected to win looms a little unrealistic, perhaps.
Yeah, they've been a great second-half team all year, but they need to get out and get ahead of Utah early. Don't give Utah life like they did Fresno State last year's Fresno.
Through the end zone, the Freedom Bowl will begin with the Utes first and 10 from their 20. And one of the top quarterbacks in America this year will go to work, and it's Mike McCoy, a junior from Novato, California, second-team All-WAC, second nationally in total offense at nearly 4,000 total yards, 331 yards per game. Anderson, a top runner, nearly 1,000 yards. Rowley, their all-time receiving leader, 55 catches for the year, and the line is led by Lance Scott, the all-conference center for the Utes. Moving outside on first down is Jones, and the tailback with 9 yards on his first crack against the Trojan defense, which lines up with McGinnis, of course, leading the way. The left defensive end, the senior from Long Beach, 5 sacks to lead USC this year. Among the linebackers, Jeff Kopp, the leading tackler for that defense, 82 stops, 8 for losses, and 2 sacks. And in the secondary, watch Mike Salmon, who is the brother of American League Rookie of the Year, Tim Salmon, who plays right here for the California Angels. First down for the Utes. And the carry by Jamal Anderson ends in a tackle by Salmon.
And you know this is not the way John Robinson wanted to start off. He said, hey, we've got to get our defense cranked up early. They just seem to come out. Nobody seems to set the tone. Nobody's a real leader out there. They've got McGinnis, but really they need someone else to step forward. You don't want to allow a team that you're heavily favored against that life to get started in this first half.
First down of the game, and again the toss to Anderson, who cuts back and turns what might have been a loss of 2 into a gain of perhaps 2. Anderson, a senior from Woodland Hills, California. Micah Phillips, free safety, and on the stop. Anderson is one of 41 Utah players from California. There are no Utah natives or products on the USC roster.
Boy, one of the great stories was McCoy when he came out of Long Beach State. They said, he went there, he said, I had a whole suitcase of T-shirts and shorts. I got to Utah and realized how cold it was.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Derek Whidden went in motion. And the toss over to that side, very short yardage. Well defended by Brian Williams, the outside linebacker, right there on Whidden. They'll give him 2 and call it 3rd and a very long 6.
And Dave, it was interesting talking with Utah's coaches yesterday. They said, we do not want to get in that tempo where it's run, run, pass. We want to pass on first down, run on third down. We want to just keep Southern Cal off guard. We just don't want them to get into the tempo.
Ron McBride, 2nd straight bowl appearance for Utah, a program which had made a total of 2 bowl appearances before he came. Blitz look, McGinnis up the middle, they pick him up, but McCoy chased and under duress, incomplete and almost intercepted, but a flag is down. The intended receiver, Darren Claiborne, and John Herpin, the right corner, looks like will be flagged for interference.
And what happened that time, McCoy came up the line. He saw the blitz. Southern Cal gave the blitz away. So what he did is he scrambled to the strong side and had a lot of time to find his receiver. It was good one-on-one coverage, and they're going to wave that flag off. I think the ball was thrown behind him, and I don't think he really had a chance to catch the football. Perhaps we can see it in this replay. Watch and see if it's a catchable ball. He throws it downfield and maybe behind him. See? Ooh.
Well, if he had been able to reach behind him, it was a catchable ball.
Well, they waved it off, and Southern Cal's going to get the ball.
Jason Jones will kick it away, and Ken Grace is back deep for the Trojans. Good nose down spiral from the 18. With the wall. And the punter, the last hope, drives him out of bounds. Jones prevents the touchdown. The return for Grace goes 31 yards.
They actually outkicked his coverage. Look how clear he is. No one within 10 yards of him. Now a little dip in the middle. Now get outside and pick up that wall. Watch the block backs. Now he's just against the punter. Good job by the punter that time to kind of use the sideline like another defensive player.
Tremendous start for USC. Grace sets him up at their 49-yard line. 12 minutes, 23 seconds in the first quarter. And Rob Johnson, who has had about as good a season as a quarterback can have, the best ever at USC on a single season basis. 26 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Remarkably good ratio. Right to the air on first down, Sean Walters, the tailback, for about 4 or 5, and he's driven out by Cedric Crawford, the nickelback. The Siemens starting lineup offensively for the Trojans. Strother will do a lot of blocking, running, and catching. Very versatile. Walters had only one 100-yard game, and that's all they managed. One 100-yard game as a team. Up front, Boselli, one of their best in recent history. Junior from Boulder, Colorado, who missed 5 weeks because of a dislocated kneecap, but boy, are they glad he's back and healthy. Pickup of 3 on first down. And deep over the middle and almost intercepted. Ball intended for Grace, and Harold Luss, the free safety, seemed to have his fingertips on it. Utah defensive line, we told you about Ellis, second team all-WAC. For the second time, he makes the all-conference team in the WAC, and second in that conference with 9 sacks. Rexford, their leading tackler, with 112 this year. He was second team all-conference. 8 different injuries to defensive backs. Mark Swanson is the only member of that secondary who's playing tonight who would be playing if everybody were healthy. Everybody else is a fill-in. 3rd and 7 under pressure. Strother. First down and a lot more inside the 35 of Utah. 15 yards and dropped by Ernest Boyd.
Let's get the feeling that Southern Cal knew that they were going to blitz. You see the backers coming up inside. It's a screen to the outside. Quick read by Johnson. Get those linemen downfield. Now block. Good job there on the corner to keep them in bounds, and again use that sideline, but a great play for a blitz. That little slip screen to the outside.
51 catches during the regular season, most ever by USC running back, 7th regardless of the position in USC football history. Offset out, Walters runs outside and doesn't get there as he's tripped up by Boyd, the right corner. Junior from Forestville, Maryland. He's one of the fill-ins who has actually played pretty well. In fact, 6 interceptions, leads the conference.
Yeah, and he just came back from an operation, too. He had a compartment syndrome in his leg and had his leg operated on. So he just came back against BYU, had 2 interceptions in that game.
They did not expect him back this soon. He missed just 2 games despite that surgery. Good protection. Johnson deep middle again in traffic. Johnny Morton, first catch, first touchdown, USC.
Boy, there was so much time for him to sit back in that pocket. There's Morton down the bottom of screen, number 8. He's going to go in the seam. Now cut across the middle. A lot of receivers don't like to go in that middle when you have that defensive back coming over, but Morton just goes after it. Great story about Morton. His idol was, of course, Lynn Swan, and he looks just like him on a catch like that.
Ford adds the extra point. 31-yard hookup. Johnson to Morton. And with 11:08 in the first quarter, the Trojans have the early advantage.
Introducing the all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was, and more.
It's never fun to eat and run, rush and eat too fast, 'cause you know it's gonna catch up with you at last.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
1847, Werner Siemens opens his first factory and begins to manufacture the world's most advanced telegraph. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens has 60 factories all across America, with over 15,000 manufacturing people turning out an astonishing variety of high-tech electronic and electrical products with quality American industry can count on. Siemens, precision thinking.
Oh, my back hurts and I had a game this afternoon, so I'm taking Advil.
More doctors recommend Advil by name to relieve backaches than any other brand.
With Advil, a sore back won't keep me from swinging.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Johnny Morton capping a 5-play, 51-yard touchdown drive. USC season records in all those categories. 78 catches, 12 of them touchdowns. And one more look at the 31-yard connection with Johnson here.
Well, I know so many receivers hate to go across the middle, but look at the time that Johnson first of all has, and then watch the catch. Really, right in that situation, Harold Lusk should have just come across there and just nailed him. He had a perfect rotation into that zone coverage and should have just nailed him.
That drive set up by USC's longest punt return of the year, the 31-yard return by Ken Grace. That got him up near midfield to begin with. And again, Keith Williams is back deep along with Pierre Jones for Utah. Another good deep kick, but it will come out, and it's Jones, who barely reaches the 20-yard line, if that. The drive for the Trojans, 5 plays, 1 minute 15 seconds from near midfield. It is nothing new for Utah to be behind. They've had several great come-from-behind stories this year in a 7-5 season. 5-3 for 4th in the WAC, but they won 5 of their last 6 games, and they capped it with one of their biggest, if not the biggest, regular season wins in their history, a win in Provo against BYU. First time they've won there in 22 years. In traffic and picked off. John Herpin gives it right back to the Trojan offense.
And Dave, you know that McCoy had to just zero in on his wide receiver because Herpin was not playing that position. Herpin's playing the outside corner. Watch McCoy's eyes. He just nails in on that receiver. And you see Herpin come back from his corner position. He reacted very quickly back, so he read the quarterback very quickly. Again, you've got to look off downfield. Now, look for the cornerback coming back into the coverage. Herpin makes a great play and gets him in great field position.
Even better than the first time they got it. This time in Utah's 36, they take over. And Walters on the delay for a gain of 1. John Herpin, who just turned that ball right back to their offense, a junior from LaPorte, Texas. 5 different Texans start on that USC defense. And he gets their congratulations. McCoy has twice gone to his tight end. They have rarely thrown to the tight end. Very much a wide-out-oriented passing attack, and they've gone to him twice with very bad results so far. Johnson with the swing. Walters will be near the first down marker. Boyd very active so far as he trips him up a yard shy of the first down.
And Dave, it doesn't take long to see that this is a different Southern Cal team than what played in the Freedom Bowl last year. They've come out and they're playing with emotion, their precision. That's what Johnny Robinson does so much is precision. When he takes that ball back, that quarterback better be at his 5-step drop and throw the football right on time.
4-1, his bowl record. On his way tonight, Walters should have the first down to the 25-yard line. Mark Rexford, the active middle linebacker, was the first man to greet him. And it is first down, Southern Cal. Robinson with a good bowl history, but USC's recent bowl history isn't so good. They have lost 6 of the last 7 postseason games, very un-Trojan-like.
Well, they sure didn't lose them back when I was playing college football, because through the 60s and 70s, they were just awesome. That was the glory years.
And Robinson, a big part of that, of course, in the 70s, 76 through 82, his first tour of duty. Well, there's the winningest all-time coaching percentage. What a catch in traffic of a deflected ball at the 12-yard line by Morton for 14 yards.
Well, that's just great concentration by Morton. Watch the ball get tipped on the line here. Either a linebacker or one of those linemen gets a hand. There's the lineman. You see the trajectory of the ball going oddly. Morton just concentrates on it. Again, from the end zone, you're going to see Morton come from the right of your screen. Watch the ball get tipped right there by the linebacker. You see it going end over end. Morton had great concentration in the middle.
Lane Berger, 93, the tackle, got a finger on that ball. So no failed. First and 10 pitch, Walters, and he is stuck immediately by Mark Swanson, the left cornerback from Fremont, California. 3-year starter his senior year.
And when you can come out and establish an offense like Southern Cal has in this first period, everything starts to come together. It's interesting, we think of John Robinson as being a tailback, a big running back person, but he says, hey, I know what the offense of the 90s is, and it's the pass game, but I love to come back to the run.
Gain of 2. They can make a first without a touchdown. Strother vacates the backfield in motion. Blitz is picked up over the middle, caught again for the touchdown by Johnny Morton. A 9-yard Johnson to Morton catch, 13-0 USC.
Well, we said one of the big keys for Utah was to disrupt Johnny Morton, make him work to get open. He's not working to get open right now. Big blocks by that offensive line, giving Johnson a lot of time back there to find his receiver, but they've got to do something to stop Morton.
Cole Ford adds the point. 8:45 still to go in the first quarter. 14-0 for Rob Johnson and the Trojans.
Ford announces the news truck buyers have been waiting for. The best lease ever on Ford F-Series pickups. Now you can lease America's #1 pickup, Ford F-Series, for $229 per month for 24 months, but only for a limited time. These trucks are loaded with features including driver's side airbag, V8 engine, automatic transmission, air conditioning, and the XLT package. Get the best of terms on the best-selling trucks in America. Drive home this loaded F-Series XLT for $229 per month. See your Ford dealer now.
From Gillette comes a revolutionary form of antiperspirant protection. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Because it's a clear, clean, powerful gel, it goes on smoothly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. All-day protection against both wetness and odor. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. One of the advanced deodorants and antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
1847, an invention from Siemens makes it possible for written words to be electrically transmitted over vast distances. That was then. This is now. Today, the ingenuity of Siemens people is breaking new ground in communications and in medicine, in transportation, in energy and automation. At 60 manufacturing sites in America, Siemens' inventiveness continues to open doors to the future. Siemens, precision thinking.
Back at Anaheim Stadium, our aerial shots tonight are courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, which is based in Carson, California. Tonight's pilot, John Creighton from Redondo Beach. And for the third time already, we're not even midway in the first quarter, Cole Ford will kick it away to Keith Williams and Pierre Jones. 3 catches and all of the circus variety, 2 touchdowns and 1 off the tip over the middle for Johnny Morton.
Well, when Johnny Morton was in that first game against North Carolina, he had a terrible game. He came back in that second game, I think it was against Houston, and had, what, 15 catches in that game?
We talked about how enamored he is of Lynn Swann. He didn't know Lynn Swann played at USC until somebody pointed it out to him. Not a big sports fan, just likes playing. Ford again drives it very deep, and Williams likely will take a knee, and Utah again starts from their 20. Lots of targets, though, once Mike McCoy gets his rhythm established. The Trojan defense hasn't allowed it so far. But they'll go to 4 wideouts, 5 wideouts on occasions. And he'll throw to the backs as well, swing it out. 4 receivers with better than 41 catches this year, led by Rowley, their all-time leader, with 55. Claiborne, the other starting wideout, 42. Lusk is a slot back, 42 catches, and Hook's a backup wideout, has 41.
Well, they just need to take a big breath right now and say, hey, let's get back into our flow. We know we've got to score a lot of points. Let's start right now. He doesn't look rattled, really. I watched him on the sideline. You can see it in his eyes. He doesn't look rattled. They've been in this situation before. They just need to perform.
And they open a nice hole for Anderson. who was at the 30-yard line. Close for a first down. Salmon, the strong safety, up to hit him.
Good line blocking on the line of scrimmage. Open that split, get the back through real quick. Boom, turn him outside now. Just get up through the hole, get positive yards, put that shoulder down. It's a good come up there by Mike Salmon to knock him down. That's a big target.
When they really started rolling, when they started their 5 of 6 streak, it coincided with the emergence as a major factor of Anderson in the running game. He had 100 or more yards in 4 of those last 6 games. Better than 140 in each of the last 2. A big set of pressure from both sides, squeezing in on McCoy, and McGinnis got there first. Everybody falling in on Mike McCoy.
Well, McGinnis always gets double covered all the time. They always put 2 people. This is what happens when you only put 1. He blows that big tackle back and just swallows the quarterback. He's got the speed to get around the outside. He's got the strength to go inside. He's just an all-around football player. Look at those hams that he's got on the tops of those arms. Wow.
6'6", 245-pounder. Out of Long Beach. Final game as a Trojan. Loss of 5. This time all day, and McCoy delivers complete for very short yardage. Salmon driving out Rowley, who makes his initial catch, or Marsh it is. Curtis Marsh making his initial catch, and in fact the first catch by a Utah wideout. They haven't been able to integrate them into the attack yet tonight.
Well, one of the things that's happening is they're doing a great job on deep coverage, Southern Cal is. So when McCoy looks downfield, and he's got great ability, he looks downfield, picks up that primary receiver, comes off him, goes to the secondary. But Southern Cal's doing a great job in that man-to-man coverage, allowing him to have the underneath. He's not going to be able to throw long many times against this Southern Cal team.
This is their 5 wideout look we told you about. 3 of them go up top to the right side, the other 2 on the near side. And McCoy ready out of the shotgun to face the music. Gets it off quickly, and it is dropped by Claiborne. He had a shot at turning that upfield and maybe picking up the first down. He had a step on John Herpin. And again, Utah is turned away.
How many times have you heard that old adage, don't run before you catch the football? And that's what Claiborne did. He's coming across quick on a crossing pattern across the middle, and he took his eyes off the ball because he had nothing but daylight in front of him.
Well, last time Grace returned one 31 yards. USC's longest of the year. Jones prevented a touchdown. This one is a terrible kick off the side of his foot. And depending on where they mark it, this is going to put Utah on the defensive in their own end. From the 43, USC will take over. Just a 16-yard kick.
At BASF, we don't make the sneakers. We make them bouncier. We don't make the car, we make it more colorful. We don't make the leather, we make it jazzier. We don't make the helmet, we make it more comfortable. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
When we asked some denture wearers why they don't use an adhesive, they didn't have a lot to say. Don't need it.
My dentures fit fine. No problems here.
But after we gave them Fix-A-Dent, they just couldn't say enough.
It's amazing, the difference. It's a great new feeling of security.
Comfort.
Confidence.
I just plain forget I have them. That's because Fix-A-Dent adjusts to the unique contours of your dentures and gums, forming a thin, powerful seal for a better hold than you ever thought possible.
I could just kick myself for not doing this sooner.
Find out for yourself what it feels like to Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Edge Gel, skincare for men. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
Dave, that time Jason Jones almost missed that football on that kick. When he took the ball, he had to squat down for him. Now watch here. He's going to get pressure from the right. It almost looked as if he saw that fella coming from the right, and watch the angle that this ball comes off. The drop is terrible, and he knows it right away. Rip off the chin strap, and that ball only carried, what, 14, 15?
16 yards.
16 yards. Now he's over there telling the coach, Coach, listen, I saw that pressure from the right.
I don't know which is worse, kicking 16 or having to explain a 16-yard kick. So Utah's worst nightmare, they trail 14-0, and Ellis goes to work and nails Deion Strother for a loss back to the 46-yard line.
You talk about people that set intensity, and that's what Luther Ellis does on this play. Breaks through 2 blocks, drops them for a loss. That's the kind of plays that Utah needs right now. They need someone to step forward and say, hey, we are not going to give up. We're down 14 points. We're going to stay in this football game. We're going to set the tempo.
So there's a start. Good rushing defense by Utah on the rack. And on the reverse, Gray's dropped for a bigger loss. At his own 46-yard line, Adam Swaney, the defensive tackle, breaking through.
And I saw Luther Ellis again jumping up and down. It's going to be a reverse. It's a long time getting. Look at Ellis. He gets the depth back there and slows them down. That allows the other player to come in there and make the tackle. Another big loss. That's not what you want to do on offense either. You want to drive the football. You've got great field position. Swaney did an excellent job that time.
That is sweet for a guy who started his college career here. And then transferred after the 90 season. Loss of 7 yards, and it's 3rd and 20. Johnson again deep for Grace, who is open. Caught inside the 10. Ken Grace runs right past Ernest Boyd for 46 yards.
And that's exactly what he did. Now watch first of all the time Johnson has. Everybody's blocked, and Grace just explodes past him. The last 3-4 yards, it almost looked as if one was going full speed and the other one wasn't. Look at that separation, 3-4 yards. Again, good concentration, looking that ball in, and a great field position inside the 10-yard line.
Richmond product who did not play high school football. He's still learning how good he can be. Look it up at Contra Costa Community College. So 1st and goal for Johnson. And the backup tailback is turned away at the 1-yard line. David Dotson, a redshirt freshman from Moreno Valley, who gives Sean Walters a breather, runs into the strong safety Marcus Woods. Dotson spent some time as the starter, 4 games, in fact, after the opener, in which they lost their original starter, Dwight McFadden, who broke his ankle in that game. And they played Scott Fields some back there. They finally gave Walters, also a redshirt freshman, the job, and he kept it for the second half of the year.
This is tone time. This is the time when those big offensive linemen say, just blow it off the ball. Those defensive linemen, they're saying, stuff them. Don't allow them in. We're going to see who wins this battle. You see right there in the middle, number 15? That's Crawford. He's saying, we are going to stop him. He's probably one of the smallest guys out there at about 5'10", about 185, 190 pounds. But they want to stop him.
Well, just inside the 2 that time, they stopped Dotson. It'll be 3rd and goal.
See if they don't go over Baselli. He's their big blocker. Him out there. Crispin's another one. That great right guard for Southern Cal.
Dotson dives in this time.
You see on the angle they ran right over Crispin and Baselli. Those big linemen, number 65 and number 71. 28. Power football, top of your screen, just blow them off the ball. Running back, turn sideways, make yourself small, find that seam and into the end zone.
Somney, if you've heard this before, Cole Ford is on again for the extra point. They block it very low off his foot. And so it remains 20-0. Ford, who missed 2 of his 15 PAT attempts during the regular season, but Dotson puts him up by 20. Still first quarter.
It's about an hour each way. But somehow in my Taurus, I don't mind.
I've never liked storms. Now I don't really notice them much.
Seems like everything's getting more streamlined. Wish I could say the same for myself.
For so many people, for so many reasons. Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America.
This is a Gold MasterCard, okay? Sure, it's got a credit line of at least $5,000, but it won't settle any unresolved issues from your childhood. Well, maybe it could. I mean, no Gold card is more accepted on the planet, so you can take your parents to dinner practically anywhere and say, Mom, Dad, you raised me. I owe you a steak. And it might be smart to buy them a grandfather clock to replace the one you demolished when you were 8. And if this one gets broken, the Master Purchase Plan can replace it. So, I guess a Gold MasterCard could resolve some childhood issues. Wow, Gold MasterCard. It's more than a Gold card. It's smart money.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
Trojans have had the ball 3 times and taken it in 3 times. But here's what happened on their third PAT attempt of the night.
You can see it's a bad handle, and a block right in the middle, but what a scuff by Ford. Watch here, watch how far this is just missing it. His foot hits behind it. Look at all the white dust from the line. That's when you get out the 9-iron and all of a sudden all you get is dirt.
I know that problem very well. It's called chili dipping. And so 20-0, but boy, for a team that has not had great starts this year, they've corrected that problem tonight. This drive travels just 43 yards. And in 3 minutes and 3 seconds, Dotson finished it off. So again, Utah's nightmare here in this first quarter. Big underdogs, and they are showing why with still 4:10 to play in the first quarter.
Well, their nightmare is trying to get pressure on Rob Johnson. They can't allow him to sit back there and have that time to look downfield 30, 40 yards. Now, if you blitz someone, that compounds your problem in the secondary because you've got all the injuries. You've got a lot of inexperienced guys trying to play back there, and they're going to have to play man-to-man coverage. That's tough. It's a tough dilemma for Coach McBride to be in for Utah.
Well, Ford knows this routine, and so does Williams. And of the 4 kicks, 3 have resulted in Utah touchbacks. So again, Mike McCoy will start 80 yards away.
Well, you start thinking, well, maybe they ought to sit McCoy down for a minute and let him get his breath, get a little bit of composure, and go back out there. He doesn't seem rattled when he's in the huddle, but they don't have much experience at backup quarterback.
Well, their backup quarterback is also their starting free safety.
So you're seeing the quarterback, Mike McCoy.
Motion man is Derek Whidden. Tough yardage, 3 or 4 for Jamal Anderson, who tries the middle of the USC defense. He is a load, though, 6-footer who carries 244 pounds and is brought down by Jeff Kopp, the outside linebacker. They give him 3, 2nd down and 7. Rowley, very quiet, covered extremely well so far tonight. He comes wide left along with Darren Claiborne. Tight ends. McCoy well protected, deflected twice, and incomplete, intended for Anderson, and again 3rd and long for the Utah offense.
Boy, and this is just uncharacteristic of Utah to drop this many balls. This is not a hard ball. It's just dumped over the middle. It's just a look pass right there. You're just trying to get plus yardage. You see a tip there. It could have been intercepted. They're just not catching the football right now.
Well, and he's been a little wild and a little wild high. So they haven't been exactly split between the numbers from McCoy, who now looks at 3rd and 7. Trips, 3 wideouts left. He looks that way with the flag down and delivers complete. And And depending on the indication, it's a first down with the first catch of the night by Brian Rowley.
Yeah, that flag is thrown right in the interior part of the line. A lot of times that's the holding area.
The officiating crew, by the way, tonight is from the Big Eight, all of them. And you, as usual, are correct. The referee from the Big Eight is Terry Turlington.
Well, you know, you get down in a situation, you're down 20-0, you're still early in the football game. You have a tendency to say, hey, let's just go after it. Let's throw it long. Let's go. Let's just relax. And a lot of times, a team will start to relax, and they'll actually play better because they're so tense when they come out here. And it's time for for Utah to just relax.
Well, back now from their own 12-yard line, they need 18. They need to get to the 30 on third down. Time again. This one is snagged by Anderson, but he's going to be 4 yards shy of the first down. Pass again was high, but he was able to hang on for 14, and he's wrapped up by Brian Williams, the outside backer.
A good movement out of the pocket that time from McCoy. If you're looking for positive things, and that's what Utah coaches are doing, they're looking for positive things. They're going to bring him over to the sideline. They'll say, listen, good movement out of the pocket, good, just kind of calm down, look downfield, find your receiver, and relax.
And you know what Jones is thinking about right now. His 16-yard effort last time, much better this time. But it takes a USC hop. And it's down near the 35-yard line, and then the Trojans fall on it after it had appeared to have touched the Utah player at the 34. And we'll see where they mark it, 34-yard punt. And they'll mark it where it was originally touched at the 40.
Well, a big series here for Utah. Their defense needs to come out and stop them. They need to get the ball where they've got decent field position. They've been so backed up. They've been in their own territory the entire time.
They haven't had to go far at all. Twice they have started in Utah territory, and their first time with it, they almost did. And again, Johnson has time to sit back. Flags are down, and he threw it incomplete, slightly behind Edward Kirby, who alternates at wideout with Grace.
And I saw Luther Ellis that time, and he was signaled holding. I mean, as the play was going on, he was signaled holding.
And he was correct, holding USC. So this will present them with, by far, their worst field position of this first quarter.
Now they face that situation Utah does. Do they blitz somebody and try to get pressure on Johnson, or do they stay back and try to cover? Do they allow Morton to go in that one-on-one and Grace to go in that one-on-one situation, or do they play a zone coverage and hope their linemen can get to him?
Well, their feelings yesterday seemed to be that they would have to blitz more than usual. They blitzed a lot against BYU with success. This is Morton, and out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so there's 11 of the 27 they needed right there.
This is just a good out pattern. The defensive back slips down. It's going to be to the right of your screen. He just does a quick, about 10, 12-yard curl. Quick out. You see the defensive back trying to make ground, come back up. But they are really laying off Johnny Morton. I think they've got to play someone in his face a little bit more. It's just almost like you're playing basketball and you designate one guy to take their shooter.
He gets 29 yards, and about 20 of them came after the initial contact. John Robinson says about anything you want a football player to do, Deion Strother can do for you.
Well, this again is that little slip screen to the outside. Picks up those big blocks by the lineman, but he really makes the yardage right here. Gets about his head taken off, just stays in bounds and picks up another 5, 6, 7 yards.
Excellent blocker. One of the great pass-catching running backs they've ever had, and he can run the ball. Johnson is 9 of 10. 10 out of 11. And Bradford Banta, the tight end, really stuck, but hangs on and picks up another couple after Mark Rexford, the middle linebacker, came up on him.
Well, it sounds like a broken record, but watch Johnson. Look downfield, move over here, look downfield. Nobody in his face, no pressure. That's like playing what we call 7-on-7, where the offense and defensive lines are kind of over there on the side practicing. The quarterback will eat you alive if you don't have somebody in his face.
Incredible first quarter for Johnson. 168 passing yards, 10 for 11, 2 touchdowns. Rexford again in on the stop.
There was a blitz that time. Rexford was blitzing, as was Stapley from the outside, so Utah's elected to get some pressure on them. They know they just can't sit back there.
This is Rory Brown, who is Struther's backup at fullback, tackled by Rexford as we go inside 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. 112 tackles, high of 17 in one game against Wyoming. Second team all WAC selection. Junior college transfer. Because he transferred, he didn't play a whole lot early. As Johnson looked to the right side, may have been deflected by Luther Ellis.
Oh, who else? Luther Ellis. When I heard Fred Whittingham tell me that Luther Ellis is everything you want in a football player, said he plays one speed, flat out all the time. You see him on the left of your screen, get that hand up, knocks the ball. He's Mr. Intensity out there. It's kind of like a Willie McGinnis to Southern Cal for this Utah team.
Very unusual to hear coaches talk so highly with no reservation at all about a guy, and they said he is by far not only their best defensive lineman, but by far the best in the entire conference. Head and shoulders above anybody.
Yeah, he's got another year. So they're really looking forward to having him come back.
Well, a timeout with 30 seconds still to play in the first quarter. As we said, the 36th bowl appearance in their history for USC. They're 22-13. Most of them in the Rose, where they were 2 yards shy of returning this year. Only Alabama has been to more bowl games and won more bowl games, and the tradition took a dive after Robinson left for the Rams, having lost 6 of the 8 and 6 of the last 7 until his return this year.
Yeah, they wanted to return to his tradition. Boy, was he fun to talk with yesterday. Well, actually,
that was today.
It was today. You're right. It was this morning.
Been a long day.
Been a long day, but it was a good one. Yeah, we went out and had breakfast with him, sat there, and just one of the great coaches. It was fun to talk with. Talks about moving players and what he looked for in players, and how they had to recruit better, and what they had to go after, and specialty players. And he was just marvelous, and the players like him too. There's a lot different attitude around here. They say football's returned to being fun.
Yeah, without trying to criticize the Larry Smith era, he was very pointed about that. He said, if we're not getting people to this program to have fun, we're missing one of the big aspects that we should be able to sell about USC football. And they go for it on 4th and 3, which could be fine. Open, Morton, 20-yard line of Utah. He is doing anything he wants against Ernest Boyd. 13 yards this time.
I mean, you just can't play that far off him. You see Johnson looked in the middle, now looks to the outside. Now look at the cushion right there. Now there's a defensive linebacker trying to come out and cover him. You can see the defensive back, Boyd, was about 7-8 yards off on him. And 4th down and 2, you've just got to play closer than that. And you can see McBride is a little bit upset. He's saying, hey, we've got to play better in our secondary. We've got to cover Morton. We've got to jam him. That was our game plan.
But they've gone away from it. And the results are 5 catches for 78 yards, 2 scores for Johnny Morton on maybe the final play of the first quarter. Tackled by Marcus Woods on the run by Walters. And at the 18-yard line of the Utes, the first quarter will come to an end. What a first quarter for USC. Favored by 17, up already by 20. We'll return following these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Network.
Right now, during Freight Liquidators' New Year's sale, make no down payments and get free financing for 12 full months. This bedroom group is now just $366, and the swivel rocker is only $139. Save up to 55% on everything. Now through Sunday only at Freight Liquidators.
It's game time.
This is a human head, and this is your head.
With Delta Burke in 1st and 10.
Saturday night at 6.
We asked women which looks like the leading cough syrup.
This one coats better.
This one's thinner.
It looks watery. This one that coats, it's the leading syrup, right?
No, it's Vicks Formula 44. It doesn't just look different and feel better going down. What really matters is that it has maximum strength cough suppressant, and the leading syrup doesn't.
So why take that?
When there's this?
Vicks Formula 44. The better coating, better feeling cough relieving medicine.
Pick up plenty of Pepsi for your party at Giant Eagle, where you'll get 2 liters for a special low price.
Hey, look who's here!
TV 22, WPTT.
Freedom Bowl, all USC so far. Dave Barnett along with Dave Rowe, and the Trojans look at a second down at 8 at the 18 of the Utes to start the second quarter. Out of the offset eye, Strother breaks out in motion and gets the toss inside the 10-yard line. He's close to and should have first and goal for the Trojans, hit by Crawford, the nickelback. They're doing anything they want.
And this is an interesting pattern. What they do is they run Strother on motion out to the flat, and then he turns and comes right back along the line. See him come right back along the line, let those big linemen get down in front of him, pick him up, and you see the blocks and the results.
Well, the numbers are fairly overwhelming from the first quarter. 182 through the air, 189 total for SC, just 43 for Utah, just 2 first downs. Costly turnover, and they ran just 13 plays. Through the middle is Walters, and driven back by Woods and Rexford as he reaches the 5. It'll be second and goal from there.
And Dave, you see that matchup there on the left side of Southern Cal's line. Crispin's about 290, 295, and Vaselli's 6'8", and he's close to 300. They're going against Berger and Miller. And Berger and Miller, they're great football players, good football players, but they're only in the 265, 270 range, so they're giving up quite a lot of strength. There's a lot of power on that left side.
Way fake, Johnson pointing into the end zone where he delivers an incomplete off Morton's hands.
I thought Swanson might have gotten a hand on it. He came flashing in. Now this is a view a coach would like to have from the blimp. Watch the movement by Johnson along there, even points. You go over here. Now when he's going to pass it, he's going to pass it to the upper right-hand corner and see if Swanson gets a hand in there. Yes, he does. Just gets a hand in there. You see it just distracts Morton's concentration, and the pass falls incomplete.
Well, really the first time that Johnson has gone without success to Johnny Morton. Third and goal. To the end zone. Will go McWilliams for the touchdown. Johnny McWilliams, the H-back, for his 4th touchdown of 93.
When you look at McWilliams' size, I mean, he's got enough size on him to play line. He's 6'5", about 265 pounds. It's just a crossing pattern. Oh, everybody else is decoy. Wait for him to clear out. Now he catches the ball, and they're not going to stop him. They're not going to bring him down with 1 or 2 people. Not with that size. Look for Southern Cal to go for 2 in this situation. And, you know, that extra point being blocked. I see Rob Johnson stays in there.
And they move the ball over to the right hash on the try for 2. Johnson caught by Banta, the tight end, and it's 28-0.
He's another one of those big tight ends, 6'6", 250 pounds. Now, a lot of people criticize Johnson for not having a rocket, but throws a nice rope in there. Good direction, just perfect.
So 13:34 to go in the first half, and SC extends its lead even more.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. beautiful, Debbie.
Better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely.
It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago, while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders help stop flakes from even forming. See the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
Disneyland, you've seen Fantasyland, Frontierland, and Tomorrowland. Now here's a whole new land you've never seen before. Hey! Those clowns, they're just crazy town. Mickey's Toontown, new at Disneyland. Mickey's Toontown, Mickey's Toontown, at Disneyland.
Johnson to McWilliams for the touchdown. Johnson to Manta for the two-point conversion. 28-0 Trojans early in the second quarter.
It's been field position. It's been amazing. You see, Utah started on their own 20. USC has started on Utah's. The average field position for each one of their drives, 47-yard line. That is unbelievable.
This last drive, by far their longest, it went just 59 yards. In 11 plays. Big Johnny McWilliams, a sophomore from Ontario, finished that drive off. And so Cole Ford, yet again, will kick off to Jones and Williams for Utah. Williams, yet again, will take a knee. The ultimate comeback for Utah. Last year in the Copper Bowl, they fell down almost this big, 21-0 early to Washington State, and they made a game of it. They very much outplayed the Cougars from that point on, but they couldn't finish it, and they lost 31-28. So they have at least that recent experience to build on. But this is USC. This is a much more physically superior opponent to Washington State last year, and this is even a bigger bowl than that one was. McCoy airing it out for Rowley, who has been very well covered tonight by Herpin, who's right there again.
That's not a bad play selection, because you're saying, you turn around and saying, hey, listen, we're just going to let it all hang out. We're going to play football. The Rowley's at the top of your screen. It's just a one-on-one pattern. Look at the cushion a defensive back gives. He knows it. Now he gets right in front of Rowley. The only thing Rowley can do is get his hand out there, and actually he plays defense on the play. He keeps him from intercepting the ball.
Latest drive for USC. 3 minutes, 41 seconds. And 2nd and 10 with the 5 wideout look again. And McCoy from the shotgun. Low snap. Pressure came early. Rolled away from it. Keeps after the pump fake for 4 or 5. That's one of their most successful plays so far.
And you see the quick pressure that McCoy got right up the middle in his face. They got him, scrambled him out of the pocket. And anytime a quarterback has to take off and run, plus the low snap, but anytime a quarterback has to get out and run, he takes his eyes off the wide receiver. Now see quickly the pressure right in his face. Now he's limited to just this side of the field. He's running that way, gets a block back there, and picks up some plus yardage. But anytime, you know, when you have an offense that's passed for over 400 yards, the last 6 games they've averaged over 400 yards, they still got a lot of weapons. They can get back in this football game. They just need to have some things happen right for them.
Much better snap this time. Anderson will have the first down pickup and driven out of bounds at the 33-yard line. The 3rd first down of this first half for Utah.
And Dave, you can tell Mike McCoy is not on. When he threw that ball that time, it was actually behind the receiver. The receiver had to reach back behind him to make the catch. So he needs to get a little bit more timing. He needs to get that jitters out of him. And I think he's probably putting a lot of pressure on himself right now. Just again, calm down, relax, play football. Just enjoy it out there.
Back to the ground game, and Anderson spins for maybe one. Good penetration by Gideon Merle, who made that last tackle as well, the backup inside linebacker. Batman Morrell, because he wears the high shoulder pads. It looks like Batman. They had a Batman here a few years ago.
That's
Richard
right.
Wood.
He wore the black under his eyes, didn't he? Wasn't that the fella?
Richard Wood, the early 70s. A little different orientation in the nickname this time. But he stops Anderson after a pickup of one. Heavy pressure, great stretching catch at another first down, as Curtis Marsh brings it in for 13 yards with Jeff Kopp bearing down on the floor.
And nothing will give a quarterback more confidence than to complete a pass like this. Under tremendous pressure, he almost sidearmed the ball, and he completes it for the first down. Now you're going to try to, now if that quarterback, McCoy, is what I think he is and the player that he is, you'll see him kind of relax, get into his flow, come out there, throw some offense, and have a little bit more confidence.
Marsh bothered by drops much of the year. Terrific catch that time. Rolling the motion man. First and 10 Utes. Anderson left side and is dragged down on the ankle tackle by Kopp. 82 stops for him. 8 for a loss from the outside linebacker spot. Junior from Danville, California.
And it was interesting talking with Lindsey, their coordinator, defensive coordinator, how really there's no one on defense other than McGinnis. He plays at one level, and then they have all these other fellas. They're all good football players with a lot of accolades coming out of high school, and they're young, and they're all anxious to play in that, but there's really not that second level in there. They're all kind of grouped below McGinnis.
Pickup of 3. Blitz comes again, picked up. Backpedaling, delivers incomplete, and a little bit low, intended for Henry Lusk, who is the brother of the safety Harold Lusk. Henry, a junior, Seaside, California.
You can see the blitz coming up front, and that's what McCoy has to read. But when you go to that wide spread out and use those 4 and 5 wide receivers, you have nobody back there to block. You just have got, you've got to run back, and that defensive player that's blitzing through has just got a dead run at you.
5 wides.
This helps him. He goes to a shotgun formation, so now he doesn't have to backpedal out. He can read the blitz a little bit more.
Changing the play at the line, and the play clock down to 3 as he gets the snap and rolls with it. And one hops, Greg Hooks, who would have had the first down with a good toss, and before you get upset as the Utah drive again is turned away.
You can see he's disheartened as he comes over to the bench. Anytime a quarterback takes off his helmet like that and kind of slaughters in there, he's not walking with that bounce. He's a little bit upset at himself. He was on the run. He needed to just kind of pull up a little bit, had a little bit of time, and just deliver a strike.
Well, at least this time they have the opportunity to pin USC back deep in their own end, which they haven't been able to do yet. If Jones can get a good kickoff, kind of a squib type effort this time, but an excellent roll, and it is killed at around the 15, 34-yard kick by Jason Jones. 11:16 to play in the first half from Anaheim Stadium.
From Gillette comes a revolutionary form of antiperspirant protection. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Because it's a clear, clean, powerful gel, it goes on smoothly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. All-day protection against both wetness and odor. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. One of the advanced deodorants and antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
1874, the first transatlantic cable connecting Ireland and America. It was made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens makes telephone switches that handle 1 million calls an hour or billions of bits of data per second on a single phone line. Siemens companies are designing telecommunication solutions to make businesses more efficient today and more competitive tomorrow. Siemens, precision thinking.
Introducing the all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was, and more.
One of the world's most enduring corporate symbols, the Goodyear blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California, has been providing these beautiful aerial pictures. Goodyear blimps have been flying over major sporting events since 1925.
And I, one time, was a pilot and passenger of that. It's marvelous. You ride up there.
1925?
Yeah, it was right after that. Now, the year we went to the Super Bowl, we rode the Goodyear blimp. Just ride along. It's got screen windows. It's just marvelous. It's a lot of fun. Just kind of float up there.
I'd like to try that sometime.
Well, sometime, if you're lucky, I'll take you.
False start on the offense. Repeat first down.
Well, they have fixed the microphone for Terry Turlington, as you can hear.
You see the offensive lineman set, and he just comes on movement.
So they march back and still start 5 yards further for their own goal. 1st and 15. Johnson incomplete, but right on the money, intended for Strother. And Johnson with that drop now 13 for 17. 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has already thrown for 100 yards more than he did in last year's Freedom Bowl, in which he had 3 interceptions and no touchdowns against Fresno.
We talked about it being a different team. Let me tell you, it is a different team in every aspect of the game. Emotion, just everything just seems different. The intensity, concentration.
Probably his poorest toss of the entire game right there, well behind McWilliams. And so it'll be 3rd and 15.
And this is one of those big downs. You know, you talk about big downs, and if you're in that defensive huddle right now, you're saying, listen, it's 3rd down, about 15 yards. If we can hold them here, we'll get good field position, the best field position that our offense has had. So everybody needs to gather it up in that defensive huddle. And if you're in the offensive huddle, they're saying, listen, we need about 15 yards. When you run those patterns, think about that 15-yard gain.
They are good at picking up the 3rd downs. It won't happen here. Heavy pressure and a sack back at the 1-yard line by Adam Swaney.
Great rush up the middle. Swaney just uses what they call a bull rush, where you just put that shoulder. You're going to see him there. Number 94, just put that shoulder down, pour up through inside there, and you see Johnson has nowhere to go. A little bit of a twist. Watch the twist here. In the middle, one of the linemen comes across. Swaney puts that shoulder down. This is going to give by far the best field position for Utah.
And credit their secondary too, because Johnson had time to pump fake it once and he couldn't find anybody, so John Stonehouse has to kick out of his own end zone. Lusk from the 42 out of 2 tackles to the 23, and a 19-yard return of a 40-yard punt by Henry Lusk to set up the Utes in easily their best position of the game.
And Dave, when you catch a ball like that, coaches will tell you immediately get upfield. Don't try to run wide. Just get upfield. Try to make that positive yardage. You're already going to be in your opponent's territory, so just get as many yards as you can. And he does an excellent job down to the 23-yard line.
And now they have got to cash this one in, and it's got to be for 7. Early to say that, 10-14 at the half, but they're down 28. Catch is made by Anderson, is close to the 10, and has 1st and goal, in fact, at the 7. He takes it 16 yards.
And to watch Anderson finish up this play, first of all, good blocking up front. They pick up those big defensive linemen, and he finds his receiver. And watch the tail end of this. Anderson just gets that positive yardage, and when he turns around and looks at the coach, he goes, hey, look, we're coming back.
That's one, he said. Anderson bounces left at a gain of 2. Just to the 5, tripped up by Salmon and finished off by Gideon Burrell. A lot of backups starting to filter in already for the USC defense. They'll mark him at the 6 where it's 2nd and goal.
Well, in this situation, Rowley's been one of their go-to guys all year long.
He is the inside right receiver. There's Wooden went in motion. And the throwback across the grain, right inside the 1, almost for the 6, is caught by Wooden. About a foot away.
Well, Rowley was covered on this play, and really, to be honest with you, McCoy just does an excellent job. Moving the pocket, look back across the grain, and he throws a strike in there to see if he gets across before that knee goes down. Nope, clearly he's going to be short.
But by just that much. Anderson for a loss.
Well, there was a flash in the middle. I don't know if that was McGinnis or not. And it was Jones coming in there, but watch this flash. Look at the 2 middle, right in the middle. Boom, they just come up and they just stuff it. And what a hit Jones puts on. Just knocked him back.
Shannon Jones, the senior defensive end, at the 2-yard line with the tackle, and on 4th and goal from the 2. Utah might think about a timeout here, as critical as this is, and they will burn one and talk it over. 8 minutes and 14 seconds. First half, they look for their first score of the '93 Freedom Bowl.
Oh, my back hurts and I had a game this afternoon, so I'm taking Advil. More doctors recommend Advil by name to relieve backaches than any other brand. With Advil, a sore back won't keep me from swinging. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
When it comes to tough hand tools, we're making a name for ourselves because they're made with a full lifetime warranty. That's Ace, the name to know for hand tools.
Tony and Diane get regular insurance checkups, just like they get regular medical checkups. I'm State Farm Agent Carlos Bermudez. I have been their State Farm agent 7 years. A family insurance checkup helps them make sure all their coverages are up to date. It's also a good time to explore options, like how their life insurance plan can be adapted to help with their daughter's college education. I think the family insurance checkup is something everybody can feel good about.
State Farm is there.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
Well, they needed inches on 2nd and goal, and they decide to run wide. That was 3rd and goal, and they lose back to the 2. So their options now somewhat limited on 4th and goal from the 2. McCoy out of the shotgun.
You've got to throw it in this situation. You're not going to dive for it.
McCoy almost sacked and overthrows his tight end, Kurt Hawes, in the back of the end zone.
Hawes was wide open. What happened is McCoy lost his footing. Someone grabbed his foot and pulled his foot out from underneath him. And when he just didn't have his balance, he just lofted the ball. Again, shotgun, he gets it right in his face quick. Now watch on the tail end of this, watch the way his foot comes out. He just can't step forward. See the foot up in the air, and he overthrows Hawes, who was wide open in the end zone. Again, this is the pressure.
Don Cunningham, who is the backup to Kopp at outside backer, almost comes up with a sack right there.
What's up, H-Town, baby? What's up, baby? In the head.
Trojans take it over. And out of his own end zone, Johnson, under heavy pressure, has Johnny Morton. who spins to the 27. And they get out of harm's way with 26 yards on first down.
I thought that ball was going to be intercepted.
I did too.
I don't know how the linebacker missed it. Watch this. Johnson again runs along the end zone under pressure. Now he's going to throw against his body. Watch the defensive. Oh, right over top of his finger.
Big tackle there by Woods and almost intercepted by Ernest Boyd, number 3.
Watch how close Boyd gets to this ball. He's just staying back, and look how close he gets to it. Just goes over his finger. And again, good concentration by Morton. Look that ball in, get him out of trouble.
Boy, SC not conservative with a 28-point lead. They stay in the air, and it's Hervey on the slant in for another first down, 43-yard line gain of 15.
Well, one of the things that Utah is doing is they're not getting that clean defensive lineman rush. They're all locking up with these big Southern Cal linemen, and the linemen are just kind of dancing in front of them. They're not getting that slash, that penetration where you get up in his face. That's been a big problem, because the only time they got to Johnson, did a little twist inside. Look at Johnson's statistics already.
If he quits right now, he's had probably the MVP performance. We're just halfway exactly in the second quarter, weaving his way into Utah territory and then losing the ball. Walters, and the Utes fall out of it their 42.
That may be the spark that Utah needs to get it back in this football game. A defensive turnover, and you have to credit the defense when they pull that ball out. What you do is you tell your first guy in there, when you hit him, you make sure you hang on. And you tell your second guy, when you come in, rip the ball out. Now you see him pulling on the ball. There comes the ball out. That's an excellent play by a defensive player.
It was by Boyd, who almost had that interception a moment ago. And then it looks like Woods' 12 falls on the fumble. And even though they are at their 42 instead of at the half-yard line at USC, they do take it over. 3 wideouts left. Hooks, the lone wideout right. And the short snap goes to Anderson. They don't fool anybody. In fact, they lose a couple. Jamal Anderson takes the short snap with McCoy standing back there in the shotgun. Trojans all over the trick play.
Well, Dave, coaches will tell you the biggest difference in football over the years is team speed, how quickly you can react. Players today run under in those sub 5-second 40-yard dashes. You see how quickly Southern Cal reacted to that play. It's not that you get blocked. The sin is when you stay blocked, and they just react so quickly back to it. There's an audible on the line.
5 wides. 2nd and 13. Trouble sacked at the 36 by Shannon Jones. Another of the Texans, one of the 5 starting for USC, a senior from Houston.
Well, you know, when you see a defensive lineman with a number 36, the first thing you have to think of is that he was not a defensive lineman to start with, because defensive linemen don't wear number 36. He's one of those players that came in at one position, bulked up, put on a lot of strength in the weight room and size, and now he's a defensive lineman.
He was a linebacker, in fact, this year. First 3 games he started on the inside. Found a home right defensive end. 3rd and 16.
Here they come.
Rowley tripped up, and he'll be about 8 shy of the first down. Sammy Knight, one of the 2 true freshmen to play for USC's defense, made that stop.
And that's a good defensive call by Southern Cal. 3rd down, about 17, 18 yards to go. You put a blitz on because you say, hey, our defensive backs are going to give them that short pass, react quickly to them, and drop them short of the first down.
Utah can do nothing with the turnover, except hope to pin SC back deep in their own end. Low liner this time by Jones. Utah bounce killed just outside the 15. 40-yard kick. We'll return following these messages from the local station on the Raycom Network.
Tired of the same old boring New Year's Eve house party? This year, take a walk on the wild side. Call your cable operator and party with the king, Howard Stern. Invite Howard into your living room this New Year's Eve on pay-per-view. Or go back to the same old tired house party. Howard Stern's New Year's Eve party, live on pay-per-view.
Find out which one of these girls is a man.
It's the best part of the day. You put all your cares away. Get ready for a smile on your face. It's just the right time and just the right place. The music you love, the movies you share, the things that make you care. Keeping value high will serve you so our relationship will grow and grow. Columbia House, big enough to bring you all the best in entertainment.
Look for special Columbia House offers this month in selected magazines, newspapers, and your mail.
Columbia House, big enough to entertain America. One person at a time. Columbia House, one person at a time.
Dave Barnett, Dave Rowe back at the Big A, Anaheim Stadium. You can see just left of your screen the original Big A, which used to be stationed in left field. When this beautiful stadium was built in the mid-60s for the California Angels. Rob Johnson goes back to work and hits Johnny Morton at the 33-yard line for yet another USC first down, 17 yards this time. USC, any way they have wanted it tonight, they've done it. Namely through the air, 253 passing yards already. Mercy. We have 4:43 still to go in the second quarter. 7 catches, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns already for Morton.
And honestly, was that 15-catch game the best he ever had, right?
So far.
Yeah.
Over the middle and incomplete with a flag down. Intended for Johnny McWilliams, who has another touchdown tonight.
Now, where that flag is thrown from the side, that's usually someone offsides movement, not on the line of scrimmage. That's the scrimmage call. Well, it's holding, too. It was thrown way on the outside. That's what surprised me. You talk about getting a cushion. Defensive backs like cushion. There's a defensive back on him. See, there he is. Look at the cushion. The difference, the distance between the defensive back and Morton saying, hey, I'm so wide open, throw me the ball.
10 yards, spot of the foul.
Don't know what happened to Utah's game plan, because as of last night, they were saying the #1 thing we have to do against him is get up on him, jam him, get into his way, into his face early, and don't let him get into his patterns. They're 10, 15 yards back every time he lines up.
Well, the big thing is the number of defensive backs that they've had injured this year. They just don't have the coverage.
Strother, big yardage. He spins into Boyd at the 30. And a gain of 10, maybe 11. Dion Strother from the end zone, a look. Oh, maybe not. Strother, who carried it 60 times this year, their second leading rusher, better than 5 yards per carry. Second team all Pac-10. John Robinson says one of the finest players he has ever been associated with. Rob Johnson, his quarterback, says the heart and soul of this team. And there's movement again, this time from Swaney, the defensive tackle, and we'll see whether he was drawn off.
Yeah, I think Crispin popped up in his spot there, number 65, and drew him off sides.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Repeat second down.
You know, an interesting, well, we can watch there. Watch number 65 pop up. That's one way to get you. Now, in the college, they don't say, you know, offsides number 65, offensive guard, and tell your name. They just say offensive guard. But with instant replay, we can identify them.
And I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they don't say their name.
Well, especially the offensive linemen when they jump off.
Motion from McWilliams. Flag again. Wiped out after the catch is Ken Grace as Mark Swanson came up with a head of steam. a third consecutive penalty marker down, and this time it's motion USC.
This is the one you want to decline because it's going to bring up third down at about 15 yards, so let the play go. Not much to talk about in this situation, although the officials are explaining the situation to Luther Ellis.
Illegal motion on the offense, decline, third down.
See, they have a smart defensive lineman who's making those decisions down there.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Wait a minute.
Declining it brings up third, and still 16 needed. They need to get to the 43. Third down has not bothered USC in this game. 5 of their first 7 they picked up. Race and Morton both left side here. Johnson with time. Intercepted by Rexford. Mark Rexford's return is inside the 15-yard line. 23-yard run back by the middle linebacker.
Good drop here by Rexford. He's dropping in a zone right in the middle, reads the quarterback's eyes. They see Johnson kind of zero in, and Rexford just playing the zone. Picks up a good block here. Good block there by Crawford dropping back on him, and Rexford gets great field position.
And there's a flag on the run back against Utah.
And you see Utah walking back, so evidently there must have been a clip or something. Flag was thrown way in the tail end of this play. Might be a personal foul. It was way up in front of him.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, late hit on the return, first down.
That's what it was.
Boy, and of all times not to have that penalty. Down 28-0. Rexford just sets you up. Good scoring range. Now you're all the way back at the 28. You're still in good shape, but 15 needless yards marked on.
Well, you know, it's amazing. We talked about what Utah had to do to win. I don't think they're really worried right now. Even though the score is 28-0, every opponent scored more than 28 on them this year, I think.
All the ones that beat him did. This is way overthrown. The nearest potential receiver, Darren Claiborne, it was 10 yards over his head. Somebody missed a signal, whether it was McCoy or Claiborne.
Well, I saw McCoy run downfield like he wanted. That's almost always the sign of the quarterback saying, hey, I want pass interference, but there was definitely a mix-up on that play.
Stops the clock at 3:02 in the half. One set back is Jamal Anderson. Great drop. Under pressure, caught by Anderson. And he steps out of bounds. He allowed himself to get hemmed in along that near sideline near the 30, and that's all he managed. So they'll still need 11 or 12 yards, at least, on third down.
When I happened to be watching one of those Utah linemen, Ed Castillo, I saw him that time. He just grabbed somebody and pulled him down. The coach said, good job, you got away with it. Wasn't any flag on it. But he was out in front of that screenplay. Boy, didn't SC read that quickly. They were out there and the screen pattern just didn't work like it did against Utah.
Claiborne, Rowley, and Lusk all wide left. Hooks wide right. Pierre Jones, the lone setback. Here they come, and down goes McCoy under the rush of Thomas Holland, the defensive tackle. Just one regular season sack this year for Holland.
Well, watch how quickly. They don't worry about the run. You can see him, number 90 breaks right through. There's not a chance for McCoy to come up with this play. He never even had time to look downfield. You expect the pass to take about 2.5 seconds, that your linemen are going to give you that much time. And McCoy, he's just on a dead run trying to get away from the pressure. What has really thrown Utah off tonight is that fake blitz in the middle when they brought McGinnis up in there. They've had to be so conscious of him that they haven't been able to really block like they normally do. They're not picking up those big linemen.
Excellent angle kick here by Jason Jones, and they down it at the 2-yard line. Perfectly pinned. Chris Newman got down there and downed it. Exactly 2 minutes to go in the second quarter in the Freedom Bowl.
All-Pro quarterback Dan Marino.
When the game is over and the pain starts, I want two things from my pain-relieving rub: fast relief and no odor. So I use Sports Cream, a strong pain-relieving rub that doesn't make me smell like a medicine chest. I just massage in Sports Cream for fast, odor-free relief. Cream or lotion, Sports Cream sure gets my vote for most valuable pain reliever.
You design toys for a living?
Oh, yeah.
As a pro, what batteries do you use?
Oh, Duracell batteries.
Any idea why they last so long?
Probably atomic power or something that is beyond comprehension.
I can see what makes you a success in your field.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer.
What do you smell?
I can't smell anything. My nose is clogged, yeah.
For fast relief, try Dristan 12-hour nasal spray. Now smell.
It's an orange. Dristan nasal spray just works incredibly fast.
Dristan, the face of relief today.
At BASF, we don't make the sneakers, we make them bouncier. We don't make the car, we make it more colorful. We don't make the leather, we make it jazzier. We don't make the helmet, we make it more comfortable. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Well, you can count the highlights for Utah on about 2 fingers in this first half, but that was one of them, a very well-executed corner punt by Jason Jones.
This was well. You know, it's called in the huddle. You see the lineman running for that position. Now get down here, find the ball quickly. Don't carry it into the end zone. Just swat it. Just knock it down. Knock it back. Excellent play.
Newman originally touched it, as you can see, well there at the 4, and that's where they marked the ball with 2 minutes to go in the half. A near perfect half for Rob Johnson and Johnny Morton. Most prolific passing duo in SC history. That one way over the head of Ken Grace.
And now Utah doesn't have to use a timeout. That's like a free timeout in this situation. I expect to see them run the ball 2 or 3 times, make them use their timeouts, then throw maybe on 3rd down. But they elected to throw first down. They get nothing. Now it brings down timeout automatically. Utah's trying to play this so that they're going to get at least one more shot in that end zone before half. That's unless Rob Johnson throws to out there to Johnny Morton.
Well, they run the delay to Strother instead. Strother showing the heart that John Robinson loves and raves about. He gouges out about 5 or 6 yards where it appeared none were there. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Defensive coordinator Fred Whittingham for Utah under siege tonight.
Yeah, just keep those feet. How many yards are you going to get after you get hit? That's what Strother does. He got good balance in there. He had an unbelievable stat. Of the 111 times that he touched the ball, he got 44 first downs. That's 40% of the time that he touches the ball, he makes a first down. That's quite a stat.
Dave, one of your old-time buddies, Fred Whittingham.
I'll tell you, he was one of the toughest middle linebackers I've ever played with. Great person, got a super family. His boys all played college football on different levels, and just a wonderful friend. It was fun to see him back.
I think the most surprising fact I picked up yesterday is that Fred Whittingham, who looks to be mid-40s maybe, is 55 years old.
Yeah, I told him he looked like he was 70, but he said, I don't look that bad.
We should all look that good at 55. Coached for John Robinson at one point with the Rams. And he is just trying to plug the dike at this point because the water is all rushing over it. 28-0 Trojans, 1:42 to play in the half.
Well, he said he knew he had problems in the secondary. He said, we've had so many injuries back there. And you look at the number of guys, starters that aren't back there, he knew he had problems.
Incomplete, intended for Ryan Lenderman, who gets a little action. Johnny Morton's backup doesn't get that much playing time. But incompletion, and it'll be 4th down And the second punting situation for the Trojans here in the first half.
Really an interesting use on that series of play selection. Passes, stop the clock. The minute he doesn't complete it, stops the clock. Utah's going to get good field position. Now, do you come with that all-out rush trying to get the block, or do you play for the return?
Might as well. Go for it. And Stonehouse hangs this one way up, and it's fair caught by Henry Lescott, the 42. 32-yard punt by John Stonehouse with 1:30 remaining before halftime, when we will look inside Orange County Sports Hall of Fame. We'll have the stats and the highlights, most of which feature the Cardinal in gold. 28-0 Trojans. Although since, and you know, we'll throw this in, since they got up by 4 touchdowns, they've been pretty sloppy. A lot of penalties, a lot of plays in which they weren't on the same page. But Utah has been unable to take advantage of any of the opportunities presented them so far. Last in motion, quick hitter Anderson. Running the ball inside 1.5 minutes in the half, inside the 40.
When you have a quarterback, like I said, that's thrown for 400 yards, 1:18 is an eternity on offense. Ron McBride knows he's got a quarterback out there who can strike quickly. They've done it all year long. They didn't win a game when they scored under 31 points. That shows you that they have an offense. They haven't shown it so far in this game, but they have a good offense.
One timeout left for Utah. Under 1 minute in the first half. Claiborne will take this one out of bounds and get the clock stopped at the 23-yard line with 51 seconds.
This is triple left formation. 3 wide receivers to the outside. And what they do is they run a clearing pattern. You run 2 of them deep and run 1 out into the flats. You see them coming away trying to clear that underneath, and Claiborne gets the nice first down yardage, gets them down right around the 23, 24-yard line.
15 yards. He's driven out by Micah Phillips, the free safety. 51 seconds.
Here comes the blitz.
In fact, I think they come too quickly this time. Flags are down, and the catch is way after the whistles. No touchdown for Greg Hooks.
And what happened that time is McCoy changed his snap count, and that's a heads-up play by a quarterback.
False start.
Now someone might have moved again, and that's what they're going to call. But on that play, as a quarterback, when you see that blitz, change that snap count. You see 79 in there move. That's Castillo. He moves himself a little bit, but he didn't move. I don't think he moved enough to pull him off sides. He just kind of was shifting his weight. I thought it was someone on the outside that may have drawn him off.
That's the thing about changing the cadence. Sometimes you fool the wrong guy.
You certainly do.
Ed Castillo in this case. 1st and 15.
Here they come again. Well, that time the center snapped the ball. That's another heads-up play by a center. When you see that penetration by the defensive lineman, go ahead and snap the ball. The quarterback immediately knelt down when he saw the penetration. That should be a free 5 yards. Again, changing up that snap count, trying to throw those defensive players off rhythm.
Offside on the defense. Repeat, first down.
Again, come in there, call the snap count. You see him starting to move. There's the backers, and there's the defensive lineman. Good heads-up play there by Lance Scott to snap that ball. He was all whack. He's quite a football player. He's probably their best offensive lineman.
Fade pattern. And in the end zone, it is intercepted by Jason Sehorn.
When Sehorn had great position that time. We didn't think he was going to play because of a shoulder separation, but he just played the inside all the way, didn't allow the receiver to get inside him. He comes down. That's a hard come down on that shoulder. Yeah. Again, throw it high, trying to let that receiver run underneath him. But look at the excellent position that Sehorn had inside.
He brings that in one-handed. Man.
Well, he's had 6 interceptions. I think that's his 7th.
That's number 7. Slightly separated shoulder, and he didn't practice a whole lot during the week. Walters weaving to the 27. 28 seconds and counting in the first half. Of course, bowl games don't count in the official single-season stats, but it is 7th time he's picked one off. And to do it one-handed with Greg Hooks right there trying to rip it away, corner of the end zone. You don't see many corners who go 220 pounds, 6'3", like Seymour. That'll be it. That's enough if you're a Utah fan. The first half of the 10th Freedom Bowl, all USC. Underline that again. John Robinson up 28-0 at intermission in his old stomping grounds in Anaheim. The 1993 Freedom Bowl is being brought to you by Big Red. Big Red gum gives you long-lasting, fresh breath. And by Duracell batteries. No other battery lasts longer.
Want a taste you can't resist? There's no bag chip you can pop like this. Chips and bags got busted pieces. Brings you down with all their greases. The Pringles can't stop. Pop, the Pringles can't stop. You got the stack, you got the bunch. For a whole lot of taste of the Pringles crunch. You got the duck-bill lizard too. Only Pringles rings taste like this to you. The Pringles can't stop. Pop, the Pringles can't stop. So can those bags of fresh whole chips. Nothing like Pringles crush your lips. Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts. And all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
As soon as a State Farm customer calls with a claim, I'm right on the phone to our claims center.
We work as partners. Nancy gives me the information, then I contact our customer.
We've settled hundreds of claims together. John's attitude is...
You got to be quick, and you've got to be fair.
Quick and fair.
At State Farm, teamwork is what it's all about.
We make a great team.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know those credit card commercials where they tell you to jaunt off to some exotic paradise? This isn't one of them, okay? We're taking our MasterCard to the supermarket. How's that for exotic? Actually, I guess it is kind of exotic. I mean, you've got a MasterCard, they've got tropical fruit and crystal clear water, right? And now, no card is more accepted on the planet, including supermarkets. And it's smart to use your monthly statement to keep track of your grocery spending. I mean, the supermarket isn't exactly paradise, but at least you can drink the water. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
Back at Anaheim Stadium, halftime of the 10th Freedom Bowl, 28-0 USC leading Utah. And we welcome you again to the Big Eight. Dave Barnett along with Dave Rowe. Interesting talking with John Robinson earlier today. And he seemed confident, but he didn't seem absolutely sure how his team was going to play because it's been so long since they have played, since the last regular season game.
Exactly, Dave. He said we've had almost a month off. We've had a lot of time. He said, I don't know how the players are going to react, but they have reacted very, very well. And I think the thing that has to be most pleasing to him is that they've really played with emotion in this first half. They've executed well. They've driven the football. They've been in long situations, so they have really played well. And that's a far cry from our last year's Freedom Bowl.
Very much in keeping with your third key to the game right off the top, where you said they have so much physical superiority, they need to use it, and they have used it.
Yeah, they have, and now's the time when you watch John Robinson in this situation. He's passed the ball with great success. He wants to run the football, and in the 90s, it's going to be the pass that sets up the run, contrary to the old days where the run would set up the pass.
4 touchdowns for the Trojans with just a minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. They were up 28-0 with 13:34 still to go in the first half. They didn't manage anything from that point on. Not that they needed it, because they kept Utah out of the end zone, and that's where we are with right now on the playing field here at Anaheim Stadium, the University of Utah Utes marching band entertaining.
Okay, let's meet at Red Lobster in an hour.
Red Lobster?
This holiday season, there's no better place to meet than Red Lobster. For a limited time, enjoy our pound of shrimp dinner with succulent scampi, our big golden fried shrimp, and flame grilled shrimp. A whole pound of shrimp, specially priced. Red Lobster's pound of shrimp dinner, the perfect gift from us to you, and soon. And for your holiday parties, enjoy party platters to go. Happy holidays from Red Lobster.
Price Quake. With the roar, the ground opened and prices and finance rates tumbled down at Sun Chevrolet Geo. Price Quake. Stickers were swept off Cavaliers with automatic air and more, leaving behind prices of $89.95. New S-Series pickups dropped to $88.54. Profits rocked and Lumina V6s crashed to $13,364. It's a Price Quake. Prices and finance rates have tumbled down at Sun Chevrolet. But soon it will be over, and it will be as if nothing ever happened.
With Utah trailing as much as they are, 28-0, is Ron McBride, do you think, in his halftime talk, talking about we can still come back and win this game, we can make a game of it, or is he talking about one building block at a time? Let's go out and do this with our first drive in the half. What do you think his approach is?
Well, both those approaches are what he's talking about. First of all, he's saying, listen, we need to come out, we need to establish something. We've got to get a drive. We've killed ourselves. When Rexford intercepted that ball, they had it down at about the 15, 16-yard line, and they got nothing out of it because of personal foul. When they had second down or third down and about 6 inches to go, they still didn't get anything out of that drive either. So they really need to come back and build it one at a time. But he also is saying, hey, we can get back in this football game and win it even.
SC has had the big half by their big wide receiver target Morton, and almost nothing from Utah's big target Rowley in the first half.
Yeah, they've really been controlled on offense.
4 touchdowns in the first 17 minutes of this game by the Trojans. We'll return following these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Network.
It's a fun thing, the one thing, a low sugar do the right thing. It's a good thing, there's Cheerios. A whole grain oat thing on the go thing. It's a good thing, there's Cheerios. Nutritious, delicious, rolled in one thing. A together and forever thing. Tried and true thing, always new thing. It's a good thing, there's Cheerios.
Tired of the same old boring New Year's Eve house party? This year, take a walk on the wild side. Call your cable operator and party with the king, Howard Stern. Invite Howard into your living room this New Year's Eve on pay-per-view. Or go back to the same old tired house party. Howard Stern's New Year's Eve party, live on pay-per-view.
Find out which one of these girls is a man.
This is a game of emotion, physical play, and tough competition. To compete, you need control of your mind and body. By using drugs, you lose control.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
Now it's time for the State Farm Women's Profile. USC's Katie Haller is one of the country's top all-around collegiate players. The 5'9" All-American proved that to be an impact performer, you don't have to be tall, just quick, aggressive, and smart. Haller, the heart and soul of the USC team, holds the Trojan record for career digs. Not only is she impressive on the court, but she excels in the classroom as well, a first-team academic All-American. Mickey Kane Barton is an extraordinarily gifted athlete. In only her second season of collegiate volleyball, she holds the Utah single-season record in blocks, and she led the nation in blocks with 281. Kane Barton's outstanding play was rewarded when she was named to the All-Tournament team in 3 tournaments and was selected to the All-WAC team. Kate Barton's career at Utah began in basketball as she was a 4-year starter on the women's team and was selected the 1993 tournament MVP. This has been the State Farm Women's Profile.
From Red Grange to the modern grace of Olympian Tracy Corkins,
the flavor and pageantry of all 21 men's and women's collegiate sports come alive at the NCAA Visitor Center. Come celebrate the magic moments in college sports at the NCAA Visitor Center, open year-round in Kansas City.
28-0 USC at halftime of the Freedom Bowl. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that if you announce the Freedom Bowl, you get to keep your own Heisman Trophy. Actually, they want this back, I do think. This is John Hewitt's 64 Heisman. It's here in the Orange County Sports Hall of Fame, which is located right here in Anaheim Stadium. Let's join Ed Arnold right now from our LA affiliate KTLA for a tour of the Hall of Fame.
The Orange County Sports Hall of Fame was over a dozen years in the planning, but really came together in the last year. It's located on the second floor at the Gate 6 entrance to Anaheim Stadium and has something for any sports fans. You like football? How about the Heisman Trophy of John Hewitt, the former modern-day high school quarterback who earned the great award when he starred at Notre Dame? Or the Rams display with Eric Dickerson and the past and current coaches? Baseball? The Angels wing is just part of what's there, but the offering is special with remembrances of Gene Autry, Bobby Grich, Jim Fregosi, Rod Carew, Don Baylor, and Nolan Ryan. There's a nice salute to Orange County's Olympians, which will stop you in your tracks.
I think the best reaction of all was Pat McCormick, four-time Olympic gold medalist, who came in for the first time the other day, saw the Olympic display, her 4 gold medals, and broke into tears. She composed herself, stepped back, and toured the building with me. When she finished, she said, "Don, I've seen museums all over the world, sports museums. This is the best I've ever seen."
Also on display is Pat's Sullivan Award, which she received as the best amateur athlete in the United States in the year 1956.
Where did you get all of this stuff? Oh, it came from so many sources, Ed, and in the last weeks, as people knew there was going to be a Hall of Fame, people would call us and say, "Hey, I've got this, I've got this." Bruce Furness called, said, "Don, we've got a letter here from you dated in March and that asked for Hall of Fame memorabilia. I know it's the Monday before the opening, but I've got a gold medal I'd like to put in." He did. Del Crandall, 4-time Gold Glove catcher, called. He said, "Don, I was inducted 8 years ago, and I've not been involved with the Hall of Fame at all, but I've got 4 gold gloves. I'd love to bring them and put them in." Dwight Stones came 3 days before the opening, brought the high jump bar that he cleared for 7 feet 8 for the American record in the Olympic trials and donated it to the Hall. And there have been dozens of stories like that.
The biggest area of the museum is dedicated to those great athletes who have earned election into the actual Orange County Sports Hall of Fame. The latest class included Burke Blyleven, who was a prep star in Garden Grove before he earned true Hall of Fame numbers as a major league pitcher.
It's really quite an honor, and I'm very honored to be in the Hall.
Well deserved.
Well, thank you. You know, being brought up in Garden Grove and being your paper boy, I think all those times I put the paper up on your roof, I look back and say that you were one guy that never tipped me, but I'm thankful that you had such a long porch because it made my curveball that much better.
An almost entire wing is dedicated to an earlier honoree, George Yardley. He went from Newport Beach to Stanford to a great pro career where he became the first NBA player to score more than 2,000 points in a season.
I didn't even know this shirt existed. Somebody had that from 20 years ago or something. I don't know who I gave it to. And when they said, "Is this yours?" I said, "Yes, it is, but I haven't seen it in 20 years. And, you know, we never saved anything."
The legendary coaches are there. So is the Speedway bike Bruce Penhall rode to the World Championship. And the saddle and silks of Hall of Fame jockey Alex Mays, a former Anaheim High football star. And how about a showcase for the first Stanley Cup from the Anaheim Mighty Ducks? This is a Hall of Fame museum folks in Orange County can take a great deal of pride in. Anaheim Stadium, Gate 6, and it's open to the public.
Halftime at the Freedom Bowl. 28-0 Southern Cal. We'll have more halftime activities, including highlights, when we come back to Anaheim in a moment.
You can read about starving children, the homeless, or the lonely elderly, and it probably bothers you that those things are going on. And you ask yourself, what can I do? The Lowell Benyon Center at the U provides students with an opportunity not only to think about social causes, but to act on them, to really make a contribution. Many students even develop a lifelong ethic of service. Through my experience at the Lowell Benyon Center, I decided I can make a difference, and I will, no matter where I am in life.
How are you feeling?
Meet Greg and Nancy Wagner. They love to cut loose.
Hey, come on.
Obviously, they got themselves a hot, fun-to-drive car.
We got a Pontiac Grand Am.
Exactly. A powerful new V6, sports suspension, a real blast.
Hey, the Grand Am also makes a lot of sense. Solid, it's got an airbag and anti-lock brakes, standard.
Lots of room for the family.
Yeah, for thousands less than a quarter Camry.
So that fun Grand Am was also the smart car to buy? Can you beat that?
Nope.
We are driving excitement to Pontiac.
Okay, I confess. I want my hair to look great. But I got better things to do than to mess around with it. So I use a special shampoo and conditioner that cleans and completely conditions without the hassle. Pert Plus. Net result, no matter what I've been doing, my hair does what I want it to. Why would I mess around with anything else?
Pert Plus. Great hair, no fuss. 1847, Werner Siemens opens his first factory and begins to manufacture the world's most advanced telegraph. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens has 60 factories all across America, with over 15,000 manufacturing people turning out an astonishing variety of high-tech electronic and electrical products with quality American industry can count on. Siemens, precision thinking.
Well, I'm going out west down on the coast, 'cause the Disneyland thrills are really the most. To the beach and the sand, feel the magic Disneyland. Take a roll, take a ride to a place that's all right. Disneyland is the heart of the fun in the warm California sun.
For more than a century, the University of Southern California has produced leaders in communications, government, medicine, business, engineering, law, education, and the arts. Students from 50 states and 100 countries draw energy and the Trojan spirit from all of Southern California. 250,000 alumni, students, faculty, and staff say, "Thank you, Los Angeles and Southern California, for making USC one of America's great private universities."
I thought going away to college meant I didn't have to answer to anybody anymore. I could stay out all night, tailgate before a game, go to a bar after. One Saturday, we even took our victory celebration on the road. I drove straight into a drunk driving conviction, which means that when I get to this question about ever being convicted of a crime, I have to answer yes.
The lights of Orange County near Anaheim Stadium, where we are at halftime of the Freedom Bowl with USC on top 28-0. Dave Barnett, Dave Rowe back with you. Didn't take the Trojans long at all to get cranked up, and the Johnson to Morton connection didn't take long either.
It certainly did. It started right off in the first quarter. There was a long pass, Johnson to Morton, 31 yards across the middle, and that started the scoring avalanche.
Nearly 400 yards.
Cardette, then I called
Connection, Johnson to Morton with 11:08 in the first quarter.
A crossing pattern, and Morton in what you call no man's land there to catch the ball over the middle and just goes into the end zone almost untouched.
Touchdown number 2, just about 2.5 minutes later, 9 yards this time to Morton.
Yeah, real good blocking up front, and Morton does that little crossing pattern into the middle, and you're just not going to stop him with one man that deep.
Backup tailback David Dotson diving from 2 yards out.
We talked about him getting behind Crispin and Baselli, that big blocking combination on the left side.
PAT was missed, but they came right back, and it was Johnson 5 yards to McWilliams, who makes a nice catch a little bit behind him.
Yeah, he catches the ball and almost drops the football, but big size and thunders his way into the end zone. And then, of course, they went for 2 points and made the conversion.
In the first half, 41 rushing yards, 255 total yards, and nearly 300 all told for USC, which averages 400 per game, just 101 for Utah, 5th in the nation in total offense, but only 81 through the air. They turned it over twice, and they are, as you would expect, based by that disparity, behind big, real big at halftime. 28-0. Back after this from your local station on the Raycom Network.
This week at Foodland, your store for the season. Tender Best whole pork butts, a great tasting New Year's tradition, just 88 cents a pound. 7-Up and Cherry 7-Up, a 2-liter bottle, only 79 cents. Bounty paper towels, just 79 cents a roll. Coke products, assorted varieties, a 2-liter bottle is only 98 cents. And yes, don't forget all those money-saving double coupons. All at your store for the season.
The most talked about comedy of the year is perfect family entertainment for the holidays. NBC calls it wonderfully funny. It's superior to the original. And Joel Siegel raves Whoopi's wonderful.
I'm tan, I'm happy.
In Sister Act 2, rated PG, now playing. And from Walt Disney Pictures, 'tis the season when friends drop in. And Three Musketeers hang out. They're decking everyone in the halls and ringing their bells. The Three Musketeers, rated PG, now playing separately.
This cereal and milk is high in calcium, but take away the milk, and it's still high in calcium because it's whole grain Total. Of all these cereals, only Total is an excellent source of calcium even before you add milk. Calcium-rich whole grain Total. You can get more calcium from one bowl of whole grain Total than you can get from all the corn flakes in this 12-ounce box, or in 5 boxes, or in 10 boxes. Total, the only leading cereal that's an excellent source of calcium, or in 20 boxes.
Still on the field, 28-0 halftime, and the activities continue at Anaheim Stadium. Two very highly rated, statistically outstanding quarterbacks matched together, McCoy and Johnson. McCoy 10 of 20, just 81 yards, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and Johnson 17 of 25 for 255 and 3 scores with only 1 interception.
One quarterback having an exceptional night, the other one struggling, of course. Johnson has that great vision downfield. I thought it was absolutely unbelievable that he threw 26 touchdown passes, only had 5 interceptions in an entire season. That's just fantastic.
And NCAA record, in fact, for a team for lowest interception ratio this year. 1.16% of their passes, most of them, of course, by Johnson, were intercepted all-time college football low. Amazing.
And in talking with Johnny Robinson today, the coach, he said this about Johnson. He said he's got good vision downfield. He needs to learn to throw the football away sometimes. And he's learned a lot about taking it off the football. In other words, when you've got that short little crossing pattern, you just kind of dump the ball with him with the nose up. He said that's something, everybody wants a rocket arm like a John Elway or a Marino, but he said Johnson has got the skills, and if he hones them a little bit, he can be a fine NFL quarterback.
And you know what? The only thing that kept him out of serious Heisman consideration was the team record, 7-5. Look at how he stacks up with Charlie Ward, who won the Heisman. Almost identical, and he had more yards and just 1 less touchdown and 1 more interception.
That and everybody has heralded Charlie Ward this year, of course, about the fantastic year he's had. Like you said, Johnson right there with him.
Well, the record of the team, rightly so, figures in that Heisman consideration, and Charlie Ward basically had it in his pocket to lose from the first or second week of the season on.
Did you ever think he wasn't going to win it?
No, at no point.
No, I never did either. He never had a bad game.
But Johnson comes back. He's got 1 more year, and he should be heavily considered for the '94 Heisman.
Well, Johnson's got a lot of things that you look for in a quarterback. 6'4", he's got great height. And speaking of great players, there's the great player.
Well, there's their first Heisman winner, Mike Garrett, the mid-'60s tailback who really started under John McKay, the tradition to tailback you. And followed in rapid succession by Simpson and Charlie White and Marcus Allen. Mike Garrett, now athletic director at his alma mater. Ron McBride has had some comebacks go his way this year, but none have been against competition of this caliber.
Oh, and he was a fun coach to talk to yesterday. He said his team has had a great week. They've had an enjoyable week. They've practiced well. He said, and his main fear was his defensive secondary. He said, we've had so many players hurt, and they have such skill at their wideouts, and Grace, and of course Morton. He said, we've got a real hurdle to overcome.
USC in the first half with tremendous field position, cashing it in. 51-yard drive, 36 yards, 43 yards, 59 yards. And then with the 28-0 lead, things got a little bit sloppy, and they started drawing multiple flags, and there were some busted plays and a couple of turnovers, but it really didn't matter.
Well, and you see the number of plays in each drive, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And the big killer for Utah was that they were not able to capitalize. Twice they got down there, once on 3rd and inches, and that other time on the interception, and didn't get any points.
Ryan Alba's kick for the Utes, returned by Ken Grace, who started this game with a big return. And he starts the second half with a very good return up to the 30-yard line. Knocked down there by Jimmy Pryor. And Johnson and company go to work from there. By their standards today, this is poor field position, 70 yards away. They have been a second-half team this year. They have outscored their opponents 160-52 in the second half. Just 2 second-half scores allowed in their last 11 games. That's an average of 4.3 points they give up per second half this year. So if Utah was going to get them, based on this season's history, they have seen their chance go past. Strother for about 2 or 3. This is a team that needed to start well, because USC from halftime on has been almost unstoppable this year.
And I love the way you talked to Don Lindsay, trying to throw him an accolade, saying it's all coaching, isn't it? And he said, heck no, I don't know why we're not letting them score. It's almost like we come out with much more intensity in the second half. But he said, I don't have a clue. And of course, Don Lindsay's been on some of the fantastic staffs across this nation over his career.
And back at USC, along with Robinson, is their defensive coordinator. Heavy pressure and almost a connection between Johnson and Morton. Rexford bearing down on the blitz, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, you automatically see the changes that Utah has made. They're right now they're saying we've got to get pressure. That was an all-out blitz. They came up the middle. They got some pressure on Johnson. Brings up the incompletion. 3rd down, about 7-8 yard lines, and those are the plays or the decisions that someone like Fred Whittingham makes. You make those decisions at halftime. Now we're going to change our game plan, and you hope your players are ready to react to it.
Over the middle, but wrapped up by Rexford. Very short of the first down was Tyler Cashman, the backup H-back, and Utah's defense comes out and holds to begin the 3rd quarter.
And Dave, another change that I saw that time with the defensive linemen was that they were not getting locked up with the offensive linemen. They were slashing in there, taking those inside and outside routes, trying to get penetration. So obviously Utah's made some adjustments, and now they hope that they're going to pay off.
Well, they almost got a piece of the punt by John Stonehouse. Fair caught by Lusk, Henry Lusk, 36-yard punt. Now Utah in the first half, with McCoy under almost constant pressure. 5 plays and a punt, 1 and a pick, 3 and a punt twice, 6 and a punt. Held on downs, 2 more punts, finally an interception.
That's not what you'd call a good start.
3 straight 400+ yard passing performances by him to finish the regular season, so very much out of character. Jamal Anderson, about a 2-yard pickup. Hit by Joe Barry and Mike Salmon. Anderson, who had 140 or better in each of the last 2 games. And as an indirect result of their defensive injuries, they had so many people shuffled around. They lost some offensive players who had to go play defense, like Keith Williams, a tailback. And so they had to go more and more to Anderson on the ground, and he responded. That catch by Claiborne runs out of the tackle and has first down yardage. pitch up to the 47. Finally caught by Salmon after he ran away from Jason Sehorn for 17 yards.
And good penetration, but good pickup by the offensive line. Watch the twist in the middle. The two tackles go outside, the two ends come up inside, but the linemen make that pickup, and then the pickup of the first down. Now we're going to see what different types of offensive changes they've made.
One of the 41 Californians on the youth roster, 1st and 10, 49-yard line with the motion man. Anderson with a pitch. And he hurdles the Trojan territory, 48, maybe 47-yard line. So Utah very conservative and patient with their first drive this half.
Well, that's what you want. You want them not to come out and panic. You know, you turn around, you look at a team that scores a lot of points. And that's this Utah offense. They have just scored point after point after point this year. And when you start thinking that every game they won, they had to score 31 points or more, you say, hey, they can still score 3 points and we can still win. That's positive thinking.
Which they need right now. Quick shot over the middle and incomplete for Hawes, the tight end, who was well covered by Salmon. Pressure came from McGinnis, and McCoy had to get rid of it in a hurry. Salmon, as we said, his brother Tim, American League Rookie of the Year for the California Angels. His cousin is the actress Holly Hunter. There's some genes at work in that family. And he says, Tim Salmon says that he thinks Mike is by far the better all-around athlete in the family. Salmon on the safety blitz, picked up. And McCoy lets it go deep for Lusk and broken up by the other safety, Micah Phillips.
Oh, what a play by Micah Phillips that time. He didn't come up when the quarterback started to scramble. He stayed with his coverage, and boy, that's a hard thing to teach. All-out blitz up the middle. McCoy avoids the pressure, steps up. Now he's got to throw again across his body. That's tough to do, but he lays it up. But Phillips, watch him here. Don't give up on your man. That ball's coming. Looks back, plays the ball all the way, gets the hand up and knocks it away. That's just an outstanding defensive play.
Jason Jones again. And hangs this one way up, and it is fair caught at the 15-yard line. 33-yard putt, fair caught by Sehorn.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
So kiss a little longer, hug a little longer, stay close a little longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness that's right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. While you chew and say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
Tony and Diane get regular insurance checkups, just like they get regular medical checkups. I'm State Farm Agent Carlos Bermudez. I have been their State Farm agent 7 years. A family insurance checkup helps them make sure all their coverages are up to date. It's also a good time to explore options, like how their life insurance plan can be adapted to help with their daughter's college education. I think the family insurance checkup is something everybody can feel good about.
State Farm is there.
Tom O'Keefe is in the grip of a really tough cold, but he's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Utah team several days ago treated to a visit to Disneyland, the small world, brightly lit on this gorgeous night in Southern California. And we're just kind of up the street here at Anaheim Stadium where USC takes over. And Rob Johnson is buried underneath the sack by Luther Ellis, his second today. The WAC second leading sack man. He had 9 in the regular season.
And you have to credit this sack to the secondary. Look at the time Johnson has. Steps up in the pocket. There's just no one to go to. Now it's huddle around time trying to find your way out, and Ellis comes over, makes the tackle. But credit that to the secondary.
They've got him back for one more year. Utah's defense 95th among 106 Division I-A schools this year. They gave up 31 points per game. That's 92nd overall. Sean Walters, a good tough run to pick up 6 or 7 up to the 16. Tough running, something that John Robinson has tried to teach Walters, who he doesn't feel is a naturally contact-oriented run over the defender type of tailback.
You have to make these tackles in the middle, and they're arm tackling right now. He just puts that head down and runs through there. That's been just a trait of all those SC backs. Put that head down, run down in there. Of course, only a freshman.
Robinson will, I think, really like that run because he seemed to seek out the contact and use his weight. Sacked again inside the 10. Adam Swaney, the former Trojan, gets him this time. His second of the night.
Well, this is just in the right place at the right time for Swaney. As he penetrated in there, he's actually going to be on the ground. Watch him, number 94. Just plow his way in there. He's going to be on the ground. He's still clawing, reaches up, grabs the quarterback's shoe, and down goes Rob Johnson.
Well, the Ute defense steps up, forcing a Stonehouse punt from his own end zone. Beauty. This one sails to the 43, where Henry Luss goes to work. And the Ute offense will start in Trojan territory, a 47-yard punt, and a return of 12. We return to Anaheim. Following these messages from the local station, this is the Raycom Network.
This cereal and milk is high in calcium, but take away the milk, and it's still high in calcium because it's whole grain Total. Of all these cereals, only Total is an excellent source of calcium even before you add milk. Calcium-rich whole grain Total. You can get more calcium from one bowl of whole grain Total than you can get from all the cornflakes in this 12-ounce box, or in 5 boxes, or in 10 boxes. Total, the only leading cereal that's an excellent source of calcium, or in 20 boxes.
Rap on, sisters! Rap on!
USA Today calls Sister Act 2 superior to the original.
Hey, hey.
It's perfect family entertainment for the holidays. And Joel Siegel raves Whoopi's Wonderful in Sister Act 2, rated PG, now playing. And from Walt Disney Pictures. Don't miss the fun.
Thank you. You broke my fall perfectly.
Don't miss the surprises. Don't miss the year's #1 adventure comedy.
My rear's killing me.
The Three Musketeers, rated PG, now playing separately.
Over the last 10 years, Anthony Robbins has helped over 1 million people to dramatically improve the quality of their lives. Now it's your turn. Hi, I'm Frank McLaughlin, president of Anthony Robbins & Associates in Pittsburgh. If you've had challenges keeping past New Year's resolutions, it's time now to break through old habits and achieve the level of success you truly deserve.
Attend the Breakthrough Multimedia Seminar now for just $99 and receive a free $200 bonus package. Immediate results or your money back. Take action. Pick up the phone and enroll now.
41, Brian Haas being helped to the sideline. He was shaken up on that punt coverage situation. Watch the upper right-hand corner right here.
Yeah, there he's number 41. See if he doesn't get kicked in the knee by his own teammate. See the leg whip around? It kind of almost looks like it hyperextended his knee a little bit. You see him immediately grab it, but he was up and walked off the field. That's a good sign.
Down a long time before he made his way to his feet. We hope he's all right as Utah takes over at the Trojan 46. They have stopped the last 7 USC possessions since USC built the 28-0 lead. But they get movement from their tight end, Kurt Hawes, and one mistake after another. And even though the defense has settled things down, the offense has not.
Well, you start to think, what if they had scored on that interception, and what if they had been able to score on that time when they got the ball down and had 3rd down and about 6 inches to go when they came up with nothing. And they have just hurt themselves several times. Penalties like that change the entire complexion. From 1st to 10, that goes to 1st to 15, and just then you know it's sure passing downs.
McCoy is again buried under Thomas Holland's rush. He's gotten there twice.
You see those big linemen, they're coming off the ball. They're not worried about the run. That's, again, the change of complexion on that simple 5-yard penalty, as these big linemen are just rolling off the ball now. You see it there, Shannon Jones, 36, and there comes number 90, Thomas Holland. They're not worried about the run. They're just flying in there.
Holland in high school in Carrollton, Texas, learned tackling techniques from being taught wrestling. His high school coach weighed 140 pounds and could beat him. So he learned about leverage and technique and timing, and that has made him, he thinks, a much better football player. Loss of 8, second and 23. McGinnis comes, and it is intercepted and dropped by Kopp. Oh, in and out of Jeff Kopp's hands at midfield.
And you see the timing of Southern Cal again on that blitz. What they're doing is they're bringing outside pressure. That time I think it was McGinnis come from the outside, or Kopp. It's going to come from the right. Look how quickly he's in. You can't even set up that time. That's McGinnis coming in there.
Kopp does his own tip drill.
Boy, I mean, they have timed those blitzes just perfect, and they're just running free in there. A pass is designed from a quarterback to go back, 5-set drop, set up, get the pass off in 2.5 seconds. That's providing the people are blocked. That way there, those aren't even going 1 second. He doesn't have a second to stand back there and look.
Well, they're not hiding it again, but they back off into coverage against the 5 wideouts. Over the middle, Lusk bounces off one hit and turns it into a big gainer. And it may be a touchdown. Lusk, touchdown, Utah, 59 yards.
This is a simple play to Lusk across the middle. It's not going to pick up the first down. I swear I thought I saw a clip on the play. But watch the effort by him. Surrounded, right? Keep those legs moving, break tackles, get those feet up. Now watch up here in the top of your screen. See if this is not a clip. Right there. Oh, that was close to a clip. But you see the hands go up. And he says, wait a minute, I didn't block him, and Lusk goes in for a score.
First catch for Henry Lusk, and he takes it 59 yards to get the Utes on the board. The extra point is added by Chris Jurgensen. And the Utah fans, about 10,000 of them, finally have something to cheer in the Freedom Bowl.
Excuse me, you're kind of in charge of stocking stuff around here?
Yes, sir.
I notice you stock a lot of stuff on the bottom shelves, like you stock Duracell batteries in the top shelf, and you stock the other batteries in the bottom shelf. Is there a reason for that?
Well, Duracell is a better seller brand.
Are you using Duracell batteries in that gizmo there?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Can you show us?
I can't open it because
you can't open
I'll
it?
lose the program.
You lose the whole program?
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll take your word for it as a grocer.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer.
Maybe the butcher knows why.
So, where's the boss today?
Picked up his new car.
What'd he get? The BMW? The Lexus?
Neither. He got the Bonneville.
Really?
Said it had anti-lock brakes, leather, dual airbags. Said with all that and the way it drives, he couldn't see spending 10 to 20 grand more.
He likes bargains.
He likes cars.
See this? It won't make you smarter. When it was decided how smart you'd be, your credit limit didn't matter. You can't buy intelligence, okay? Well, maybe you could. I mean, no card is more accepted on the planet than MasterCard. So you could buy books and computers and chemistry sets, and that could make you smarter. And Master Values discounts can save you up to 25% at thousands of stores. And if that's not buying intelligence, at least it's buying intelligently. So maybe a MasterCard could make you smarter. We ought to get you on a quiz show. MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
That one. You didn't make this trip? That's for y'all. See y'all when we get back. God bless you.
Just about everybody there. See, I made this trip. God bless you, and everybody else. What an effort by him, though. Again, this was close to a clip coming up here. Right in there. You see the defensive back? I mean, the offensive receiver trying to get in there, hit the defensive back, but Lusk goes in for a score, and that's what counts for Utah.
Not a clip, okay?
All right.
Overly sensitive defensive mindset.
Three other people in the booth said definitely that was a clip.
But the officials said it was not a clip. Line drive, kick, Grace, snagged it. And he comes back against the grain. Finally, cornered at the 33-yard line. He ran about 70 yards.
I was thinking that was about a 65-yard return. Watch this replay here. Grace trying to set up and get outside. He comes up first, get that positive yardage. Now, see if he can get to the outside. Do a little dip here to sit up the outside and then try to beat him outside. Now, that's a long run back. Now you're going to turn around. There's no place to go but down.
And you know who made that tackle, Dave? It was 45, Chad Kauha'a. Sean Walters is wrapped up by Marcus Woods after a pickup of 1 yard. A fired-up Utah defense now. And after they scored on those first 4 drives, 7 drives since then, averaging 3 and out. John Robinson, no doubt, mentioned that there was quite a letdown after the 13:34 mark of the first half.
Well, you start to think of it, when should you call off the horses? But I learned from a great coach, John Madden, that you never call off the horses until the 4th quarter.
Movement that time by the left tackle for the Trojans, Tony Boselli. As the Trojans have to keep track of Ellis.
False start on the offense. Repeat second down.
Now all of a sudden it's Southern Cal that's shooting himself in the foot with mistakes.
And you made a good point. If Utah had cashed in 2 of their great chances in the first half, intercepted to the end zone, they ran wide on the inches to go for a touchdown, got nothing out of those opportunities. If they cash him in, what a game we've got now. Strother to the 33. Going to be 3rd and 11. The Ute defense with a shot of adrenaline from that 59-yard score by Henry Lusk a moment ago.
On every play like this, you've got what they call force. That's the outside man who has to turn it back in. You see him coming up on the outside? That's number 5. That's Swanson. He has to get the outside containment, turn that play in so those linebackers and linemen bring them down.
Well, they still lead big, but this may be the biggest play of this second half, and it is incomplete. Intended for Bradford Banta, the tight end. Cedric Crawford, the nickelback, had the coverage, and the Utes can't wait to get the ball back again.
You keep on watching these Utah players. I was watching Luther Ellis that time. Now, I know he's the emotional leader, but I don't know that they realize that they're behind 28-7. All of a sudden, I mean, they're down, they're pumped up, they're ready to play.
They're college students. I think they realize they're behind. But they want to do something about it. Heavy rush on Stonehouse. And Lusk with the fair catch on just a 35-yard effort. Ute defense has held Johnson now on his last 9 attempts to 7 incompletions. That's turned things around.
Well, you turn around, you start saying, well, what are they doing different? Have they gotten too conservative too early? Now, if the offense can mount a drive, now that last drive, that was just a tremendous effort by Lusk. But if they can mount a drive this time, get a little bit of time to pass the ball, pick up that blitz, they can go down and score, and all of a sudden you go, uh-oh, this is a quick scoring team. Here's an audible on the line.
Out pattern, 8 or 9 yards for Darren Claiborne, who is across the 40. Clock roll 6:19 and counting, 3rd quarter. Claiborne, the junior from San Diego, with 9 yards officially on the catch. SC continues to cover up 19 Rowley, and it's mainly John Herpin who is doing it without much help. He's had single coverage most of the night, and he creeps right up at the bottom of your picture and ready to jam him as he's done all evening. Not quite enough for the first down on the spin move by Jamal Anderson.
Boy, what great penetration by Shannon Jones that time, blasting in there and hitting him before he even got to the line of the scrimmage.
They substituted early and liberally on the defensive side of the ball, but they've got mainly the starters back in now. And a must play if the Utes hope to continue a comeback. But movement and the quick snap again by Lance Scott, who did the proper thing when he felt the movement coming from Thomas Holland, the tackle.
That's that change of cadence, Dave. You saw the emphasis on the second count, and that's what McCoy did that pulled him offside. Now, once he snatched the ball, the center's just looking for that penetration by the defense. Again, maybe we can see this up high. Now watch when that center sees the penetration, snap the ball, and all the quarterback does is kneel down and say, hey, we'll take the free 5 yards, the free first down.
Well, I'm glad we've got that blimp tonight.
I like that picture. That's great. Coaches would love to have that too.
Whidden in motion. McCoy wanted to air it out, settles short for Anderson. Jamal Anderson inside the 35 of USC, 21 more yards.
And all of a sudden, let's take another look there from the blimp, but all of a sudden Utah's picking up the blitz. They're giving the quarterback time to find his receivers. See the twist in the middle? Everybody's picked up, looks out here in a little flat, just dumps it off, and Anderson does the rest.
Tripped up by Bryant Williams after another big gainer. And the Utes march with 4:45 to go in the third. Hoping to cut the lead in half here in this third quarter from 28-0 down. Toss Anderson, nice blocking. Off a tackle and gone. Touchdown Anderson.
What's up, baby?
Dave, that's 244 yards to try and arm tackle. That's a load.
Well, when you've got that much weight on just a 6-foot frame, you can't get your arms around him. And that's what happened on that play. As the defensive back came up and hit him, he couldn't wrap him up. He just bounced off and looked like a ping pong ball bouncing out there.
Oh, but the Jurgensen extra point is wide left. And with 4:28 in the third, a flag is down. In fact, there are 3 flags down on the PAT.
What's up, Mac?
Now they may be dead ball fouls because they were thrown so late. I think it was some pushing or shoving in there. May even have been a swing on someone. But they were thrown long after the kick was over, so that should be a dead ball penalty. Tell us.
Dead ball foul. Personal foul on the defense. The penalty will be administered from the kickoff on the 50-yard line.
So the missed PAT stands. And with 4:28 to go in the third, 28-13 USC.
It's coming. The worst breath of the day, morning breath. And ready to meet that sticky, pasty film head-on. A whole new feeling of clean. A clean as fresh as snow. Introducing the new cooling formula in Peppermint Scope. Its antibacterial action still kills millions of morning breath bacteria on contact. And compared to that other blue, more people prefer its new cooling formula for leaving their mouths feeling cleaner. Discover a whole new feeling of clean. New Peppermint Scope.
Oh, my back hurts and I had a game this afternoon, so I'm taking Advil. More doctors recommend Advil by name to relieve backaches than any other brand. With Advil, a sore back won't keep me from swinging. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
When it comes to tough hand tools, we're making a name for ourselves because they're made with a full lifetime warranty. That's Ace, the name to know for hand tools.
At BASF, we don't make the sneakers, we make them bouncier. We don't make the car, we make it more colorful. We don't make the leather, we make it jazzier. We don't make the helmet, we make it more comfortable. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
A USC defense that gave up just 2 second-half touchdowns all season struck twice this third quarter for touchdowns. 34 yards here. Jamal Anderson runs through a tackle by Micah Phillips.
See, he couldn't get his arms around him. Anderson just puts that weight down there. Compact frame. You talked about 244 pounds on a 6-foot frame. There's a load coming through there. And now, do you kick the onside kick? You're on the 50-yard line. The one thing you don't want to do is drive it out of the end zone, because then that negates the entire penalty.
Well, why not an onside kick?
Oh.
And they do negate the penalty. So they start from their 20, and the 15-yard mark off with nothing. One more look at Anderson here.
This is a nice run. Watch this. Gets that shoulder down. Just can't wrap him up right there. Boom. See his arms? Can't get around him. He just bounces off. Anderson just brings it down. Looks like he never even loses his stride.
That's how Robinson wants his tailbacks to run. Seek contact and then run through your tackle.
Listen to the SC fans. They're saying, hey, we got to score here soon.
Well, the catch is made, but Johnny Morton couldn't do anything with it. He just dove for 4 yards. The first half, he was taking that type of play and turning it into 20, 30, 40 yards.
Total yards is going to close up a little bit now.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, it's closing up. 9 yards.
Johnson just 3 of his last 8. Walters met at the 27 by Derek Stapley, the outside linebacker, who played in the middle the first part of the season. Then they moved him outside with good results. Their 5th leading tackler. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, the way you take a momentum away from a team is to run first downs and blast first downs on them. And that's what Southern Cal needs to do in this situation. They need to pick up this first down. If they give the ball back to Utah, there's going to be a lot of emotion on Utah's side.
Well, when in doubt, go to Deion Strother. First down, USC to the 35.
Yep, 51 times this year coming out of that backfield, catching that first down play. Here it is, just kind of swing him out of the backfield, let him clear. You only need about 3-4 yards. You know he's got those sure hands. Just dump the ball to him and let him pick up that first down.
Well, from down the freeway in San Diego, Ohio State wins the Holiday Bowl over Brigham Young of the WAC, 28-21. It has not been fun bowling for the WAC this month. Fresno State, Wyoming last night, the Copper. BYU tonight. Ellis, another deflection.
Luther Ellis has got his own dance. What's that, the bow and arrow?
Ancient Utes, I think, the first practitioners
Plays
of
with
that.
a lot of emotion. That's what you love. If you're a defensive coach, you love that in a player. You want your players to play with emotion. You want them to have fun out there. When they do something well, you don't taunt the other team, but it's nothing wrong with celebrating and slapping heads and that type of thing.
Draw play, and Strother through the middle to the Utah 46. 19 yards for the fullback.
Well, Utah coaches said, hey, he is scary. And what they do is they've got an all-out blitz, and the big linemen split it. And the minute he gets through the first line, he's into the secondary and picks up huge yards. Again, watch how quickly, once you see when they blitz like that, and you find the seam, there, you're into the secondary.
Great call. Mike Riley, offensive coordinator for SC. 1st and 10. And now Johnson and Herbie try to go to the deep connection and come up empty, but Rob Johnson has not been able to look deep very often since the 28-0.
You can see the changes that Utah has made on defense. They're doing a lot more blitzing. You remember at one time, I think Johnson was like 15 for 17 or 18. And now, look at him, only 20 for 32. That's not bad stats, but when you compare it to what he was at one time, you know he's thrown a lot of incompletions.
Pressure just off in time and almost intercepted by Harold Lusk.
How did he miss that one? Just a freshman back in the secondary. He had a real shot ahead. He caught this ball. He was going to run a long way.
This is Ken Buss, 42, who almost gets the sack.
Now watch here. Watch number 8. He's going to come into your screen right there. He had the interception. You can see him. He knew it.
Henry had the first Utah touchdown. His brother Harold, the redshirt freshman, on that near pick. On 3rd and 10. Into traffic, it's caught, but just for about 5 yards, and I'm not sure how it was caught by Banton. So on will come the punting unit with 2:17 of the 3rd quarter.
Look at the Utah players coming off the field. They're excited. Their fans are excited. Now they're saying, hey, we got 2 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. We can still drive down and get another score. Maybe they were trying to lull Southern Cal to sleep by letting them score 28 in a row. Nah, I don't think so.
One of the best of the day by Stonehouse. Oh, that might have touched Lusk. It is a Utah recovery, but I think it bounced off Lusk, who tried to turn away from it at the 8.
I thought the ball was going to go over his head the way he so nonchalantly kind of stood up in there. That ball bounced within a foot of him.
Boy, Whidden was heads up. This is almost disastrous.
See, it looks like the ball's going to his head. Now he looks away. Look how close the ball bounces. It does actually hit him. And what a dive in there. What a heads-up play, as you said, Dave. Again, watch, he's looking up now. He takes his eye off. Watch the ball. Boom, it hits him right there. It's almost like he lost it. He thought it was going over his head.
From their 8, Anderson for 2. Quickly wrapped up by Holland and McGinnis. 1:35 in the 3rd.
You know they're popping when you can hear those pads up here in the press box. You know those guys are flat out coming off the football.
A whole different feel on that sideline.
Yeah, very much so. They're in there. Now, coaches talk today. They don't scream and yell like they did in the days when I played. They're teachers today. They tell the players what they're doing right. They try to get them to rally around things that are going into positive mode for them.
Again, it's picked up, but it's behind Lusk and incomplete. McCoy again under fire to get that one off a bit early. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, that's a tough pass for McCoy. You're backing up. You can't step forward because you got that pressure coming up, and you're just trying to sling with all arm.
He has really settled down.
Yes, he has. You start looking at a quarterback who's down 28 to zip, having nothing going right for him, and all of a sudden you look up, he's at 50% pass completions, and he's got some yards, not like he's had in some games, but he's got good yardage.
This one is caught and dropped and then raked back in, and that is going to be a 1st down for Lusk. He has twice averted disaster.
That was a big one there because that was a completion, then it was a fumble. Watch here from our blimp shot again. Crossing pattern, there's Lusk at the top of your pattern. Now watch this, the ball's gonna come out right there. Fortunately, it bounced right up back into his hands. Again, you'll see the ball ripped out there. Good tackle. Pull that ball out and roll it right back in.
Boy, Lusk, both lucky and good. Keep the drive alive, 43 seconds in the quarter. They get it straight up the middle this time. You always have to know where he is. Stretching grab. Lusk near midfield. Caught by Salmon after 28 more yards.
That had to be a broken coverage because the fake in the line, watch how wide open he is right there, a little pump fake, Now he's going long, and look how wide open he is. There was nobody out there on him when he was on the line. Had to be a broken coverage.
Second team all-WAC selection is a tight end. They call him their slot back. His brother Harold, backup quarterback and safety. Another brother, Herb, who played with the Philadelphia Eagles a few years back. Maybe the last play of the third quarter. McCoy deep. And almost a one-handed grab by Kurt Hawes, the tight end, with McGinnis again bearing down on McCoy.
I'll tell you, McGinnis has been all over the field today. He's on the outside. Now he's going to get a rush here. He gets locked up. Now come inside. Now come back outside. Don't allow the quarterback get pressure on him. He just plays one speed, full go.
This almost assuredly will be the last play of the quarter.
You said that last time.
I did.
Here comes the blitz.
Got it. Ryan Williams, the junior from Dallas, ends the quarter with a sack and a loss of 8 yards.
No place to go. Just running right down his throat. No one touches him. All the way from the outside. That's what McCoy had to read. If I can see it, he can see it.
End of the third quarter. The Utes have made the game again. We return following these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom that...
Hollywood Pictures presents Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Dana Delaney, Howard Booth, Michael Biehn, Bill Paxton, Jason Priestley, Sam Elliott, and Charlton Heston. Nothing you've heard about the legend can prepare you for Tombstone. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
We asked women, which looks like the leading cough syrup?
This one coats better.
This one's thinner.
It looks watery. This one that coats, it's the leading syrup, right?
No, it's Vicks Formula 44. It doesn't just look different and feel better going down. What really matters is that it has maximum strength cough suppressant, and the leading syrup doesn't.
So why take that?
When there's this? Vicks Formula 44. The better coating, better feeling cough relieving medicine.
They've seemed like the only answer to stains, but there's something with power that hits stains, like a wrecking ball. Power that digs into stains, like a drill. It's not a pre-treater. It's Ultra Era with concentrated stain-fighting power. This pre-treater can't beat this stain even with detergent, but watch Era cut through with just a spray of water for power that comes on like a ton of bricks. It's Ultra Era, the power tool for stains.
Welcome back to the 10th Freedom Bowl, Anaheim Stadium. Dave Barnett and Dave Rowe as we begin the fourth quarter. USC's lead cut almost in half in that third period with only a missed PAT. The only flaw for the Utes to look at 3rd and 18 from their 40.
Well, when you look at total yards for that third period, that third quarter is going to be amazing. For Southern Cal, they're going to turn around and say, wow.
5 wide out shotgun for Mike McCoy on the first play of the fourth quarter.
There's an audible on the line.
Holland chases. And McCoy
he may have got the first down.
He almost lost the ball in diving for the first down, but he did get it. Man, 19 yards.
What a play by McCoy. He comes out here. It's almost like he has seized the marker that he's got to make. He's not going to go out of bounds. He's going to dive for the marker, and he makes it. Again, roll to the outside. Nobody's open. Now, he may glance at that flag on the side, see that he's got to make a couple more yards. Get out of my way. I'm diving for the first down.
Not known as a runner, but a terrific scramble by Mike McCoy. And the Utes in the Trojan territory. The pitch to Anderson, and he is met hard, maybe for a loss by Mike Salmon, the strong safety. After 3 quarters, that huge stat gap has been closed considerably. Still 335 total yards for the Trojans, but now 270 for Utah. Almost all of them in that 3rd quarter. And they've run just 6 fewer plays than the Trojans now.
Momentum has changed. Now Southern Cal needs to take that deep breath and say, hey, we're going to play Trojan football. We're not going to sit on this lead.
Anderson lost 1. Hooks for a short gain to the 38. The oft-used backup wideout who caught 41 balls, 4 for touchdowns during the regular season. He was hit after a pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
You get the feeling that this is going to be 4-down situation in this yardage situation. They're going to go for it. If they don't pick it up on 3rd down, they'll go for it on 4th down.
2 tries to get to the Trojan 31.
Another blitz coming up here.
Picked it up, but it's going to be overthrown. McCoy at least made sure that if it wasn't going to be complete, it also wasn't going to be intercepted, and they sent the punting unit on.
That's interesting. But they picked up the blitz pretty well. Watch the middle. You see the big backers coming in there? You're going to see a safety come in too. Look at that. There's a safety coming from the outside. But when you're running a 12 to 15-yard pattern, you just don't have time to look downfield. Now let's see what kind of job he can do to nail him inside the 20. This is a little bit surprising. 35, 36-yard line when you're behind. A lot of times that's 4-down territory and you just go for it.
High snap. Jones did a beautiful job bringing in the snap, but did not pin the Trojans deep. 12:55 to play. 28-13.
At Disneyland, you've seen Fantasyland, Frontierland, and Tomorrowland. Now here's a whole new land you've never seen before. Hey! Let's show you around. Take the crazy town.
Mickey's Toontown, new at Disneyland.
This is a Gold MasterCard, okay? Sure, it's got a credit line of at least $5,000, but it won't settle any unresolved issues from your childhood. Well, maybe it could. I mean, no gold card is more accepted on the planet, so you can take your parents to dinner practically anywhere and say, Mom, Dad, you raised me. I owe you a steak. And it might be smart to buy them a grandfather clock to replace the one you demolished when you were 8. And if this one gets broken, the Master Purchase Plan can replace it. So, I guess a Gold MasterCard could resolve some childhood issues. Wow, Gold MasterCard. It's more than a gold card. It's smart money.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
From the Goodyear blimp. Blimps log over 100,000 miles every year covering major sporting events. Our cameraman doing the work inside, Richard Morkel. Nice job.
You guys even have some pennants up there. I wonder who they're pulling for. Point to which pennant you want.
Looks like they feel strongly both ways to me. First and 10 USC, which scored on its first 4 possessions and now has not scored on their last 9 possessions since 13 and a half minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Nothing doing here. Walters hit by Mark Rexford, who helped stem the tide in that first half with an interception. The return, which they didn't quite cash in, that looms huge right now.
2 plays really stand out in my mind. Of course, that's the one fumble when they got the personal foul on it, which sent them back out of field position. And then that third down and about 6 inches when they went wide, got thrown for about 2-3 yard loss, and then passed incomplete on 4th down.
Strother with a flag down, hurdles to the 27. USC, very inconsistent running team this year, and that's hurt them. You'd like to be able to run it and sit on the lead. They really just have not been able to rack up the 5, 6, 7 yard pickups on a consistent basis.
Well, this is going to be a holding call, but really the thing that's really hurt USC this year has been so many injuries in their offensive line. You remember Baselli missed 5 games with dislocated kneecap. Crispin's been hurt. I think Burrito's been hurt. They've had some injuries in that front line. And I think that's given them that inconsistency up front.
Ninth penalty tonight against the Trojans for 81 yards and losses.
And if I'm Rob Johnson, I'm going to find Johnny Morton. I'm going to find him right now. They haven't been able to cover him one-on-one. Let him run one of those crossing patterns he's been so good on.
Well, it looks at Strother, who is ankle tackled at the 15-yard line by Blaine Berger.
See, if I'm a defense, I'm going to give you that little pass out into the flat pattern because I'm going to react to it. If you pick up 5, 6 yards, it's not going to hurt me. Again, you see Strother on the left side of your screen, dump it out to him. Good reaction to him. Good tackle here. Hang on. Some of your best tackles are when you hang on by that foot, that shoe.
Idaho Falls product. Playing his last game. 3rd and 14. Johnson caught by Tyler Cashman. And a much-needed big gain of 23 yards for the backup H-back from Los Alamitos. Crawford on the tackle.
This is a good timing pattern. They didn't get pressure on Johnson. You could stand back there. You see the curl right into the middle. Good strike there by Johnson. That's what they needed, going downfield. They had Morton on the other side if they wanted him. But Cashman comes up with a big one.
His father, Pat Cashman, one of the legendary plays in USC football history, returned an interception 55 yards for a touchdown in the win 67 over UCLA, 21-20 to clinch the national title that year. Short catch by Ken Grace.
I love that he said, do you know how many times I've heard that story about my dad? He said he brings it up every year.
With very little prodding. Somewhat surprising. 182 in the first, 128 since then. And their ability to take Morton away in the second half very much a cause. 2nd and 1. Strother hit by Woods and then driven hard back by Harold Lusk, but he'll have the first down to the 49 in Utah.
Well, you know, you start looking at some of these players and you say, what ones can make it in the pros? And Strother's one of those backs that can make it. He's got great hands. He exercised that time showing you, catching that low ball out the flat. That's a tough catch because you're trying to catch it, plus you're trying to get upfield to get the yardage. John Robinson said he feels that he's got a real future. He said he's not going to dazzle you with his great speed, or he's not going to dazzle you with his yards per carry, but he's Mr. Everything back there.
He is a converted tailback. Where have you heard that before? Converted tailback or converted fullback, plain tailback at SC. Gray separated from the ball. He picks it back up. And it is apparently a completed pass and a fumble and a huge loss for Kent Grace.
Excellent play there by Swanson, number 5. Watch how quickly he comes up on this play. This is that play where he comes along the line, puts his hand right on the ball, and knocks it out. And then scrambles to get up and still gets his foot in there for the tackle. Or his hand in on the foot for the tackle.
Good call. It was obviously a reception. Swanson, one of the few DBs to stay healthy this year. He was hurt last year. Got over his shoulder. 2nd and 19. This is McWilliams for a nice chunk and flags down on what may be a hit out of bounds. Costly turn of events for Utah.
Boy, what a pickup of the blitz. This is how you draw it on the blackboard when you're describing it. Watch how quickly. Lineman, look at that back come over. Strother, bam, he hits him, knocks him out, gives the quarterback time. And again, as you said, he's going to go out of bounds here in a late hit. Out of bounds. That's the piling on. You can see the official reaching for that flag.
Marcus Woods did it. That is a killer penalty. They were looking at 3rd and 6.
Dead ball foul. Personal foul. Light hit on the defense. First down.
And it turns into first down.
Again,
at the 31 of Utah.
Again, just anxious to get there. Big man. He's going down. Don't hit him now. He's clearly on the ground. There comes the flag in there. And that was going to be, as you said, Dave, it's going to be about 3rd down and about 7 or 8. And it turns out it's first down on the 31.
What they get, Johnson on a blitz. Second sack for Ken Buss, a backup linebacker who's been very effective and active here in the second half.
And that's the way you time a blitz. You saw Buss just come flying through there right on the snap. Just split the line. Got his hand on the quarterback and pulled him down. Again, watch how quickly he gets in there. Perfect timing. Bam, he's into the secondary now. Grab on something. Hold on. He just hangs onto a foot. Brings him down. Boy, hadn't Morton been quiet in the second half.
Where has he been? There he is. Second catch of the second half for Morton, who was uncomfortable in the first half. With 2 scores, Swanson knocks him out.
An out pattern. This is what receivers love. They run that out pattern. They drive that defensive back flat. They just turn out quick, and the passer can throw that ball, and he throws it on the field side, so it's not going to be intercepted. Just take that 7-8 yard gain, turn out, just a perfect play.
Well, if you're a Trojan fan, this will make you feel a little bit better. In games in which he has caught a touchdown pass in his career, they're unbeaten. 8-0-2. Tripped up, Johnson. 6 yards shy of the first down. Swaney made the play again.
Boy, this is a heads-up play by Swaney because Johnson was going to run through for big yardage. Again, good pickup there in the blitz. Now look at the hole right there. He was going to run through for big yardage. Swaney got up off the ground, got a foot, and tackled him. 4th down, 28, 29 yard line.
They're going for it.
They might as well. This is a situation where it's a long field goal. Well, maybe they might talk about it first. Look at John Robinson over there. Maybe we might need to talk about it.
First time out for Southern Cal. 7:43 to go. They lead by 15.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
So kiss a little longer, hug a little longer, stay close a little longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. While you chew and say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
You design toys for a living?
Oh, yeah.
As a pro, what batteries do you use?
Oh, Duracell batteries.
Any idea why they last so long?
Probably atomic power or something that is beyond comprehension.
I can see what makes you a success in your field.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Better try something else. Mine really works.
You'd better try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it more than all leading brands. Selsun Blue. Doctor recommended #1.
Well, I'm going out west out on the coast, 'cause the Disneyland thrills are really the most. To the beach and the sand, feel the magic Disneyland. Take a roll, take a ride to a place that's all right. Disneyland is the heart of the fun in the warm California sun.
Utah fans hoping for one more stop by their defense. This reminder, this telecast, a copyrighted presentation of the Raycom Incorporated, and is intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this program without the express prior written consent of Raycom Incorporated is prohibited. 4th down and 7. USC has talked it over using the first of their 3 timeouts. Line to gain is the Utah 21. They send Grace and Morton wide left. Johnson, though, wants to check again.
He's going to call timeout again.
And he's going to call their second timeout. How can that happen?
Well, that's an interesting call. You think he got it from the sideline. He went over and talked to the coach, got the play, but they were never able to call it. He walked all the way out there, got his huddle together, and they never seemed to huddle. Now, you got it straight this time, Rob? Yeah, I got it this time, Coach. Well, you think about plays that have really been good for him on this situation. It's 4th down, about 7-8 yards to go. They've got Strother coming out of the backfield, who's been very, very successful picking up that little swing pass. You got Morton, who was unstoppable in the first half. They just couldn't cover him. Then you've got those 2 big tight ends that can come off the ball, and they can dump it to him, and they're going to fall for the first down. So he's got several weapons. See if he doesn't try to draw them off sides with maybe a long count, too, to pick up a free 4 or 5 yards.
As we said, Grayson Morton left, McWilliams is right, Strother is the setback. All day to look over the middle, broken up, intended for McWilliams by Mark Swanson.
Boy, McWilliams had position on him. Swanson actually reached around in front of him, kept his hands off him, and knocked that ball away. Watch coming from the right of your screen. You're going to see McWilliams come into your pattern, and Swanson's going to be trailing him. There he is in the back. Watch him just reach around. Don't put that hand on him. Reach around in front, get that hand, and knock the ball down.
That's the type of play that they were not even close to making in the first half. But have they ever done a 180 in the second half? Half the 4th quarter still to go. They need 2 scores and a 2-point conversion somewhere in there. Oh, a man open deep, but McCoy settles short in a gain of about 3 or 4. He had his tight end Hawes completely by himself over the middle. And instead settling for the short pickup by Anderson. Jeff Kopp right there for USC.
You know they're going to run back in the huddle, and the coaches are going to say, goodness gracious, you didn't see so-and-so, look for him again. Don't be surprised if he doesn't come back with the same type of pattern. See if he can get the same situation, the same defense. No blitz this time.
The deep ball for Lusk, brings it in, foot race, Lusk knocked out inside the 40, and a flag on a late hit against Micah Phillips.
He ran so far out of bounds, I took my eyes off it. I didn't even see it. Look at John Robinson. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at John. He's trying to stop him.
He's saying Phillips was trying to slow up when he made whatever contact he made.
Well, it was so late that I actually took my eyes off of it.
Let's see how persuasive Robinson can be.
Well, watch the play. It's going to be on the right of your screen. Watch film. See if this is rough contact after he runs out of bounds right here. Okay, now, there's the hit now.
That's not much.
No, that sure isn't. Maybe something happened even later than that, but I sure didn't see it. Well, again, let's look at it again. All he does is just kind of push his hands up on him.
Well, it looked a little more severe from that angle, but it didn't even knock Lusk off his feet. The game was 29 before the mark-off, and they're now at the 24 of the Trojans. They pick up the blitz. McGinnis bearing down, short catch, Anderson. But he may actually lose one here on the stop by Brian Williams.
Well, all day long there's been pressure. McGinnis in the middle. Again, quarterback sets up now. You got to get out of the pocket because you got that big number 55 stroking down on you. He's running as fast as a quarterback.
Teammates complained about having to go up against
you guys know that. You know that, right? That whole thing was really bad.
He's still working those officials.
They know it now, I guess.
Best protection of the day. Caught by Rowley. Where has he been? He has been taken out of their attack, and he's about 2 yards short of the first.
Well, it's triple left formation. Rowley really has not been a factor. He's the middleman in that trips. He's going to run down and just do a little curl pattern right there. Find the seam. He's open. He drove his defensive back deep. Fortunately for him, he didn't catch it up. If he had been able to catch it up, he might have picked up even more yards.
Third and 2.
And here comes pressure.
Over the middle to Lusk, who backed up, and I'm not sure if they give him first down yardage here. If he had fallen down where he made the catch, he had the first down.
Yeah, you have to know what that first down marker is. And what Lusk did is he had the first down. All he had to do was turn up, and he didn't. He turned back. Watch as he comes from your left side of your screen. He's going to catch the ball. Now right here, turn up. No, he gets ground and actually goes backwards. Again, maybe we can look at it again. But watch the way he gets right there. See, he goes back beyond the line. 4th down and 1. Now's the time to use that cadence again. See if he can maybe draw him off sides. Run outside.
Over the middle, it is caught at the 1. Lusk got it and 12 more on this one.
And what a catch by Lusk. I thought McCoy should have run outside with the ball. I thought he had a chance to run for the sure first down. Right here, get outside. But watch the catch that Lusk makes. Dives in there, good concentration. He doesn't catch that thing 3 inches off the ground. This is ground level. Watch the catch. Get those hands underneath it. Look how low the ball is. And boy, did McCoy like this one. Look at him. Give us a touchdown. Now they're not going to go wide. Now you blow it right up the middle.
They do go wide, but they get into the end zone, and it's Keith Williams.
Dave, now you go for 2 so that you've got a chance to win with the next touchdown. Little toss outside. This is look for the seam. Put the head down and find the blue.
On his only carry tonight, Keith Williams, who has had to play the secondary in the last 2 games because of all the injuries there.
Look at the formation here.
1, 2, 3, 6 guys on the left side over there. Have you ever seen this? 4 blockers. McCoy looks right, and they've got it. Oh, my, Anderson.
Well, the 6 to the left were the decoys. It's a surprise formation. What you do is you try to get everybody to play over there. Then your linemen drop back in case you got to throw a screen. He doesn't need the screen. He just finds them in the flat for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, whack football at its best on display right there. 3:56 to go.
Why get an inferior foam shave when you could have the best? Why choose ordinary lubrication when you could have the richest? Why settle for average protection against razor irritation when there's something more advanced than foam? Edge Gel. Ultimate closeness. Ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. And now there's new soothing Edge Aftershave for sensitive, dry, and normal skin.
You know your NyQuil works. What'd you do? You tried the latest thing, so you coughed all night.
Got no rest. Ended up a zombie. And your proposal to the world's most demanding boss? Postponed until tomorrow.
Which means you can take NyQuil tonight. You're stupid, Dave, but lucky.
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Also new NyQuil hot therapy.
1847.
An invention from Siemens makes it possible for written words to be electrically transmitted over vast distances. That was then. This is now. Today, the ingenuity of Siemens people is breaking new ground in communications and in medicine, in transportation, in energy and automation. At 60 manufacturing sites in America, Siemens' inventiveness continues to open doors to the future. Siemens, precision thinking.
Within 7 because of the two-pointer. Boy, is this straight out of the wacky whack.
It certainly is. You can see the people all to the right. The linemen in the back, they had a set screen over to the right side of your screen. But when McCoy saw Anderson come out of the backfield, he saw him just one-on-one, threw a perfect strike to him to pick up the two-point conversion. Now I think you drill it deep. I think you try to kick deep, use your timeouts, hold Southern Cal 3 and out. Evidently they agree.
So does Ron McBride. 28-yard line with 3:49 remaining. The latest Utah scoring drive goes 72 yards after they had held USC on a 4th down. Williams from 1 yard out, and then you've watched football for 83 years. Have you ever seen that formation at that play?
Yes, I have. I have seen formations like that, but it's a surprise formation. What you hope is that the linemen don't go out, the backs don't play, but you got a lot of different weapons on it. But it was a gutsy call in that situation.
Boy, forget about running out the clock. Walters driven out of bounds by Crawford. That takes up all of 4 seconds.
Well, and you don't need a timeout. But watch Luther Ellis. He's number 83. Watch how quick. Get in here, get a good rush. There's a dumb pass now. Run straight down the line. Meet him at the intersection. Drive him out of bounds. Stop the clock. 4 seconds.
Lost 2 yards. 2nd and 12.
How about a what-if? What if Utah holds them and scores? Would they go for 2 again?
Something to ponder. That catch by Banta will pick up about 6 and bring up 3rd and about 5 needed. The tackle by Ken Buss to give him progress to the 33. Defensive coordinator Fred Whittingham, whatever he said at halftime took.
It worked. Because they have been an entirely different team in the second half. They've just played relaxed. They've just about shut off the great Johnny Morton. They have really played well. Huge 3rd down.
Speaking of Johnny Morton, 1st down to the 45.
Oh, he was wide open on the play. Johnny Morton coming across the middle. Big target in there. There he is. Number 80. Come outside, find the seam. Right inside, bounce off and get open. You know he's not going to drop it. You see how he kind of squunched down? He didn't want to go back beyond that 1st down yardage.
His 10th catch, how could they let him get that wide open?
Well, they just didn't jam him on the line.
Well, Woods did. He made some initial contact, and then it looked as if he thought he was passing him along to someone who wasn't there to pick him up.
That's their go-to guy.
147 yards on those 10 catches and 2 scores. On the delay, Walters outside and knocked out at the 35. Sean Walters, the redshirt freshman, for 20 yards, and the clock now at 2:24 to go.
And what happens on this is that they catch him in a stunt. Watch the lineman twisting around, and now he just bursts outside. That's what it's like to play cornerback in major college football. You see those loads coming at you.
225 pounds worth that time. Just their freshman. Strother this time, and he's got fairly good yardage to the 32. 4 yards on 1st down. Buss has been on about every other tackle this had for Utah, which does not burn a timeout yet. McBride has all 3, but he lets it go down to 2:06 and counting here.
Well, you start thinking field goal in this situation. But Southern Cal has not had a good year kicking field goals.
Well, how late does he let it get before he calls one?
Well, that's a good question. I think you have to be well under 2 minutes before you burn the first one. Gotta get down around that 145 mark. They'll call one out right now. They stop it.
Strother, all on the veteran. He dives. He is a yard shy of the first down with 1:35 to go. There is the first of the 3 Utah timeouts. Put the ball in the hands of the senior. Utah has to stop him here.
Tom O'Keefe is in the grip of a really tough cold, but he's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
All-Pro quarterback Dan Marino.
When the game is over and the pain starts, I want 2 things from my pain-relieving rub: fast relief and no odor. So I use Sports Cream, a strong pain-relieving rub that doesn't make me smell like a medicine chest. I just massage in Sports Cream for fast, odor-free relief. Cream or lotion, Sports Cream sure gets my vote for most valuable pain reliever.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Edge Gel, skincare for men. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the edge.
All USC early. They had a 28-0 lead with 13.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and they've done nothing in the way of points since then. Utah, which last year in the Copper Bowl trailed 21-0 to Washington State, lost that one by just 3. If they can come up with a stop here, will be in position to finish off this comeback, but the Trojans need just 1 on 3rd down. And they call on Walters, who will be very close at the 26-yard line.
Well, he had to make the 26-yard line. It all depends where the ball's going to be. It's going to really be close. He almost knew that they were going to run Baselli's side. He's number 71. Drive him off. Look at that block. Ugh, gosh.
That extra surge is what may have given him by inches a first down, because he had initial contact that had stopped him a yard shy.
He was there. Baselli was there, what, 25th first team All-American lineman? That's incredible.
By literally a nose. First team offensive lineman just since the McKay heyday, 1964.
I remember some of them, of course. Played against them. Ron Yeri. There's some great ones. They had the father-son duo, right guard.
Oh, Buddy.
Yeah,
Brad Buddy and Ed Buddy. Well, now with the clock rolling, you would think that the Trojans get very conservative, and they do. And now the Utes have to think about burning timeout number 2, which they do with 1:01 remaining. Walters carried it down for a pickup of 4. We return following these messages from your local station on the Raycom Network.
Tom O'Keefe is in the grip of a really tough cold, but he's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Joel Siegel, Good Morning America, declares grumpy old men hysterical.
Eat my shorts.
Lemon and Mathau make movie magic.
Do the world a favor, pull your lip over your head and swallow.
Grumpy old men. Rated PG-13, now playing.
The men who showed us our new horizons.
I was to photograph them for the first time.
Next time on the Wild West.
Friday night at 8 on TV 22.
You'll never know where he'll strike. Michael Dudikoff, Cobra.
Saturday night at 8 o'clock on WPTT.
Anaheim Stadium, a minute to go in the 10th annual Freedom Bowl. Dave Barnett, Dave Rowe, final moments. One more timeout left for Utah, and the Trojans look at 2nd and 6. So worst case scenario for USC. They don't get the first down here. Last timeout would be called by Utah with somewhere around 50 seconds to go. And the Trojans still almost can't lose it. But no gain, maybe a loss for Walters, and now should come that last timeout. With 56 seconds, it will be 3rd down and 7, but Utah cannot stop the clock again.
Now you start looking at what kind of times they're going to need for plays.
But the Utes still have hope when we come back to the Big A.
Was I surprised when my dentist told me I had a tartar problem? Doctor, I said, I brush with baking soda and peroxide. He said, those aren't tartar-fighting ingredients, so your teeth aren't as clean as they could be. Use Tartar Control Crest. But doctor, I said, shouldn't I use baking soda and peroxide for my gums? Pete, he said, they're not proven to do anything special for your gums either. So I used Crest. And my tartar problem? No problem.
Tartar Control Crest. It's proven to fight tartar buildup. It's the dentist's choice.
No more surprises for me.
What do you smell?
I can't smell anything. My nose is clogged, yeah.
For fast relief, try Dristan 12-hour nasal spray. Now smell.
It's an orange. Dristan nasal spray just works incredibly fast.
Dristan, the face of relief today.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Better try something else. Mine really works.
You'd better try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it more than all leading brands. Selsun Blue. Doctor recommended #1.
The 1993 Freedom Bowl has been brought to you by Shasta Beverages, wishing you and your family a safe and flavorful new year. And by Edge Shave Gel, ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. Third and 7 for USC. Utah out of timeouts.
Well, they could run this play, then run the last play on the last second, and maybe run the clock totally out.
Walters again to the middle, to the 21, with 50 seconds.
Okay.
And it'll be 4th and about 5, maybe 4.
Watch when they set the clock here. There.
Right
now they
there.
got 25, so there should be
13 seconds.
About 13, 14 seconds left. Now it almost looked as if John Robinson said, let the clock run out, take the penalty.
Might as well. And if you think, well, why not put it away for good with a field goal? Well, they've had a PAT block. That's why.
Absolutely.
Or USC will burn a timeout. That's what happens with 15 seconds, so they don't give up the 5-yard mark off, and now they're out of timeout.
Now that's surprising to call timeout with 15 seconds. Did they have to? Was the clock down to 1? It was down to 1. That's right.
Well, now worst case for USC. They don't get the first down. It doesn't take 15 seconds, and Utah will have 1 or 2 more cracks, but they'll have around 80 yards to go.
Well, you start thinking about what they can do in this situation. Do you just run the ball wide, hope that, just tell them don't fumble the ball? You don't try a field goal in this situation, because the fear of it being blocked and picked up on the dead run, those type of things.
Rob Johnson put him in this position with an almost perfect first half. Many connections with Johnny Morton, the most prolific pass-catch duo in USC history. And Johnson is back for one more year. Get ready for the Heisman hype, because it's coming about him.
Absolutely. With the year he's had this year, another year of training. Now you wonder how high can he throw the ball? Now think about that. Takes the ball, drops back with about maybe 3-4 seconds on the clock. He burns off and then lofts one high until it comes down. I don't think he has that kind of
I don't think so.
I think they're going to be just content just to maybe run to the sideline and maybe give it to him.
Walters will lose one with 8 seconds to go when Utah takes over 78 yards away.
Now you're going to see one of the unique defenses in the college ranks. You're going to see the 110. One guy up in the line and 10 guys deep to try to protect for this. They're going to be 25, 30 yards off the ball.
Well, you're also going to see the 5 wideouts for Utah. 3 on the left side, the other 2 on the near side.
Well, they're 40 yards back.
Hail Mary. Intercepted. As time runs out by John Herpin. And a terrific comeback falls just shy for the Utah Utes in their 4th bowl appearance ever. John Robinson, in his return to USC, a winner in the 1993 Freedom Bowl. Our final score again, Southern Cal 28, Utah 21. The executive producer of Raycom Sports is Peter Rolfe. Senior coordinating producer, Johnny Tyus. Tonight's telecast produced by Jim Zrake and directed by Doug Freeman. Our technical director, Ken Kirschbaum, and our associate producer, Dennis Kirkpatrick. Thanks to our spotter, Scott Jones, our statistician, Dennis Medition. Utah down 28-0, but they entertained us the rest of the way.
Oh, they certainly did. They made great adjustments at halftime, came out and played a marvelous football game in the second half, and can walk away from this game proud.
Rob Johnson, 342 yards, 3 scores, 31 of 45. 28-21 Trojans. For Dave Rowe, Dave Barnett, thanking you very much for spending the evening with us. This has been a copyrighted presentation of Raycom Incorporated.
Thank you, Western Pennsylvania, for making the 10th annual Christmas toy drive for needy and homeless kids a huge success. As a result of your generosity, tens of thousands...
Meaning of family. Little House on the Prairie, 10:05 Eastern weekday mornings. A TBS tradition continues.
A great place for comedy.
Paint it right, blue sight, puts up a fight, blue sight, stay so bright, beautiful sight, blue sight, pure delight, blue sight, dynamite, blue sight, scrubs up right, excite, blue sight, weather tight, blue sight, feels so right, blue sight, black and white, color bright, hold on tight, blue sight, a lasting sign, blue sight, or a finish that won't quit, blue sight, right.
Zoom maximize the merriment, zoom maximize the grin, zoom maximize the moments in the sun. Grab your Zoom Max when a good time begins, and zoom maximize the fun.
Get your shot with the Canon Sure Shot Zoom Max.
Lots of zooms can shoot across the room, but here's the only one that can zoom maximize the fun.
The Sure Shot Zoom Max from Canon.
If bugs are taking over your house, don't do it yourself. Call 1-800-TERMINEX. We can control any bug problem, and nobody offers a better guarantee. Call now before things get carried away. Nobody bugs bugs like Terminex.
More than a leading cleaner,
Clorox Cleanup Spray wipes out tough stains.
To help you and your dentist keep your permanent teeth permanent, Oral-B introduces the Advantage Plaque Remover. With its power tip and action cup, it's clinically proven to fight gum disease. The new Advantage from Oral-B, the brand more dentists use.
Tomorrow's medical news, antioxidants. Antioxidant vitamins in food help strengthen your body's natural defenses against cell damage. Centrum includes the complete antioxidant group. Centrum, more complete than any leading brand. And now, more important than ever.
What a gorgeous spot. Is it just me, or does it feel like we're right in the middle of a James Bond movie?
Oh, it does.
Right between the chase scene and the torture scene.
And the romantic scene?
And he retracts his left and right wing machine guns, and a bulletproof TV emerges from the hood just in time for the beautiful woman to say,
Want a bomb?
James Bond Nights begins 8:05 Eastern Wednesday on TBS.
So I said to the bus driver, "You go to the loop?" And he said, "No, I go beep beep." Even in Chicago, I got it.